This is Jonah Hill, and you're listening to the only podcast that matters.
Throw gang. I don't say this every week, but we are joined by the pharaoh of freelance. Man's going nuclear on the newsletter. The imam of if you know, you know. The wigwam of wieners. The prince of profiles. The vintage vibe master. Baron of email blast. The pasha of the pen. The wizard of word count writer. And big-time member of the media elite, Jonah Weiner.
What's going on?
What's up?
That was amazing.
Hey, Jonah.
The one member of the West Coast media elite.
Well, the West, so, the East Coast is on the right, so actually the West Coast is the alt-right. So you're a member of the alt-right media elite.
Yeah, that's why we had you here, because you really represent the alt-right. And we should clip this out.
As a journalist, if you want anything off the record, you know what it is. You have to say this is off the record before you say it. No backsies.
We learned that the hard way. We learned that the hard way.
Learned that the very hard way. Jonah, how's it going?
What's up, dude?
Chilling, guys. I don't want to geek out too much.
Please, but by the way, please go totally off.
James knows I've been a fan of, first time, long time, been a fan of the vision, the audio vision.
Yeah. Technically.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's a technical term for sure.
So, super honored, grateful to be with you guys virtually, to be dialing in with the boys.
I feel like we're taking it back to our roots, where it's like, yo, we are like, you have zero clout, you have like 200 followers on IG, but
it's private. Are you going to
private account?
Will you go unprivate to get all the clout from this promo, or are you going to keep it on Twitter.com?
There's been a couple times where I've written about someone like Lorde once, Instagram, like put my @ in an Instagram after I wrote about her.
Nice. And
for 3 days I was just denying, like there's no way to just all the requests from Lorde fans who were like, just because Lorde shouted me out. Now that'll probably stay private because people don't want to see that shit. It's my cat. Every now and then I might post a fit, but it's basically me and my cat hanging out. So I think Blackbird Spy Plane is probably the IG that'll.
That's what you want
the throwing fits bump.
Yo, save it for the plugs, bro. But yes,
the plugs.
Act like you've been here before, Jonah. Well, and much like the choice to unlock or lock your IG, the choice for your fit check is to go top down or bottom up. I feel like I don't need to really, explain this more for you because first time, long time.
Yeah, it's Antifa over here. We do our fit checks in the non-cop manner.
Yeah.
One question I had, do you guys worry that at a certain point the cops will be listening, they'll catch wise to the whole,
I don't know. I honestly think the FBI has already tapped in for that whole period of time where we were just asking people whether or not they would assassinate the president.
Yeah, in so many words. We stopped asking that. We stopped asking that because someone was like, I think you're not allowed to ask that.
Yeah. Yo, we do what we want and we shoot first and we ask questions later. So, like cops, much like real police officers, TF also shoots from the hip.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, it's bottom up, no question.
What's on the feast?
Thank you for your service.
So this is a little built structure in my backyard that I walked out to, but I kept the shoes outside.
Oh, it's a real bungalow. This is a real bungalow in the backyard.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's a bungalow. It's one room. I was able to close all the doors, soundproof it. This is where I've been doing calls like this. And my wife's in the crib, so it's just us.
I need this.
And Chef is not here to kind of relate to this, but you are currently in the area smoking.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody got choices.
But it's looking really sunny behind you, James, actually. It's looking pretty good
I have magnificent natural light. Look at this. I'm just,
beautiful.
I have trouble sleeping past 7 a.m. It's a real nightmare.
Very nice. Very nice.
But yeah,
the shoes are outside.
So what would be on the feet?
Yeah, what's waiting outside for you when you venture out?
If you weren't in this like zen ass white airy bungalow with the exposed beam, seriously, this is a very with that nice little chair. That shit is not from Wayfair. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, I feel like you're just catching a vibe right now, or a vibe has been caught spectacularly on Zoom. I can feel it.
There are many angles I could have chosen to orient my laptop. This is very carefully.
This is the vibiest corner.
This is the vibe corner. This is the vibe corner. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a concept that we were exploring at some point, James, because like you said, for the recorded stuff we were doing, I guess for the paywalled boys only stuff, the background is incredibly important. You want the vibiest thing possible. But no video is being recorded for this though. So
Yeah,
well,
but
the
you know what? I
FBI,
think
the FBI is going to review this later, but like other than that, yeah, we're good.
I think also just, the listeners are going to hear the way they're going to hear our visual experience of this conversation in our voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably super high and drunk. So yeah, I would imagine they could potentially start.
Yeah. They understand that Chuck is in a fucking Bushwick dungeon right now.
Yeah.
With
Travis
the
Scott behind you.
piss yellow walls and no art no art in sight.
Hey, James, will you give me permission to ask Jonah a question that's not on topic right now?
Sure.
All right, Jonah. So this cover, right? You wrote this, behind Chuck right now. You wrote this cover story, famously. When this cover, the photos came out, bro, it's too funny, man. I was dying laughing. I feel like the internet, the internet had a ball with that. Now, my question for you is: Can we just mention what covers, what publication it is, just so the people at home can look it up? It's Rolling Stone, and it's Travis Scott, In Orbit with Rap's New Superstar, written by Jonah Weiner. And it is,
and people clowned on his hairdo.
I mean, yeah. So did you see it when the public saw it, or did your editor give you like a sneak? Do you remember?
I can't remember. It's not typical that I would necessarily see the cover because like art is kind of separate from edit. Certainly when you're on the freelance side.
Art. In this case,
memes.
Yeah,
but
memes.
Yeah.
No, if your cover's not getting memed. If your cover's not getting memed, did it happen? Come on.
True. That's actually a really fair point. And I don't know if there's some greater discussion here to be had of like, in the past 3 years, have covers progressively gotten more novelty? Yeah, novelty to some degree because like this one was big. So you didn't necessarily see this ahead of time? You saw it when it dropped?
Yeah, I can't remember. I might have seen it when it dropped, and I was just like, I'm going to let him cook. I don't know what the fucking cool hairstyle is anymore.
Does that bode, like, when a cover like this drops, does that bode better or worse for your written word? Meaning, like, more people are going to be like, wait, what? And check in, or more people are going to be fixated on the meme potential versus the words?
The meme might actually be a screen that catches a lot of engagement versus being something that draws people in. It might stop with Travis Scott's hair as far as this one's concerned.
Do you ever get competitive? Like I don't want the cover to outshine the profile, because like if people get too fixated on the cover, they're not. Yeah, it might bring a lot of attention to like the article itself, but what's the time spent?
Yeah, but you know what? Actually, hearing you say that, I think that I got to revise my answer to Larry, because if the cover's trash, then people aren't.
Sure,
they aren't even fucking with it at all.
It's got to be something, right? It's got to elicit some type of emotion. When we say trash, we mean like literal garbage, not like this kind of. This isn't trash. This is something. But
what about and this is, we should probably talk. We'll talk about it in the meat and potatoes, but we'll give people a little taste. If they want to go behind the paywall. What about when you're writing a profile? If you want to get that like real viral soundbite out of an artist, like, are you always scheming for that? Like, do you know when you have it? Are you ever surprised by kind of what takes off when something comes out of like Pharrell's mouth or Daft Punk's metal slits? Like, what do you ever angle for that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess to the extent you can prepare for something, it would be topic X that people care about that relates to whoever you're interviewing, and you're going to try and do your best to frame some question that's going to get a good answer. A lot of times you just can't engineer for it. I think that probably these days, depends how like media trained and media savvy someone is. They've probably already had a conversation with a publicist about what they're going to disclose, what nuggets they're going to give, what they're going to withhold, how they're going to talk about it. And that's certainly why it gets harder and harder to do the kind of profiles that I really like doing, where you spend a lot of time with someone so that whatever that media training kind of like defense mechanism that they've got in their head breaks down, and they're like, oh, I'm just chilling.
Yeah. Do artists these days, do they give you less time because A, there's more publications or more choices where they can like choose who they want, and B, like they can show off their personal life through their fucking TikTok or IG or whatever?
Yeah, I think that's probably a factor. I mean, up until probably still to this day, it might be diminishing. I think like something like Travis Scott on the cover of Rolling Stone, like the cover of Rolling Stone still feels totemic, even if you're Travis Scott's age. Like it still feels like something that obviously is real, it's physical, and it's like credentialed in a way.
Right? It's a career milestone.
Yeah, exactly. So, but even there, like people are just kind of, I think that like if publicists are savvy, and typically you're dealing with publicists in terms of setting up your access, they want to limit the surface area. They want to limit how much time you're with this person, because the more time you're with them, I mean, just like if you're a publicist doing your job, construed in the narrowest way. You're just trying to like not have any fuck ups, and you don't want.
That's why we have guests. That's why we have guests on for 4 hours plus.
Exactly.
Because we know they're going to fuck up eventually. And
it's called gotcha journalism, baby. Welcome to Hollywood, bro.
We're about 20 minutes in, and we haven't even got to the fucking shoes of the fit check.
Oh yeah, what are the shoes outside? They're outside.
I'm looking at them right now. They're also my last John, but I caught the
Damn, two birds, one stone. 2 birds, 1 John.
Yeah, so that 20 minutes we just earned it because we just saved another 5 or whatever down the line. I caught the Salomon Boris Bijan Saberi joints. Okay. Do you know these?
Yes, absolutely. Which model?
Are they the ones that look distressed, or
they all look distressed?
Oh, they look distressed. They're not like there's some. I think the colorway is light gray. They kind of reminded me actually of the Air Max 97 Silver Bullets. They have a real kind of all over.
You talking about the ones with the zip up vamp that you have?
No. Just laces. Here, I got
okay.
Whatever. It's an audio. It's an audio experience.
I was gonna say, pull out the warlocks.
Show the people at home.
We care. You think I'm doing this for some fuck back in Cleveland? I'm doing this for me right now. I want to see the shoes.
All right, well, here they come.
Let's go. I can't move past it, Jonah. Let's see them. Fuck it.
Do you own these, Lawrence?
I have XT 6s. I only have 1 pair. I know people that have a lot. This is, I don't know.
Appreciate
I don't know
that.
the mono. No, yeah, of course. Nice, dude.
They're a little crazy, but
are you gorped up like
the XT? What is that?
Are you gorping up Runyon Canyon in those, or are you a poser like Lawrence?
I'm not a like if something was like nominally gorp, I would take it out on a trail. These aren't like on ice or anything.
Well, no, you got to trek between the crib and the bungalow, you know?
They're sick.
Runyon Canyon. I keep thinking that you live in LA because you're such a fucking star-studded profile writer, but you're in Oakland with
a lot of hiking trails up here.
Was Guap Dad, boy E40.
Do we believe the Solomon hype as a podcast? I love the Solomon hype. Like this, we are so anti-sneak. We're obviously post-sneak. We're so, not even anti, we're so post-sneaker on this podcast. We have achieved nirvana, galaxy brain level stylings and profilings, but I love the Solomon sneaker. That's a sneaker I buy every single day, an XT6 or an XT6.
Let me ask you guys, because
or a cool collab like what Jonah has.
Let me ask you guys, because I know about like that. I know about it as a pure like function shoe, but is it super comfortable? Obviously they had their moment, and you had guys like fucking Pusha T wearing them. Right. Goddamn goat. I never fell into that, but it was never like something that I absolutely looked at and hated. Like 89, 90% of everything else that happens. So what is it? Is it comfort? Is it just like gorp, stolen valor? What is it?
I'm going to let our guests go first.
Well, there's no stolen valor with me. I truly do take these out on like redwood hikes. These right now are caked in fine Oakland Hills dust. In addition to that, like Persian German distressing that they did before selling them to me. Yeah, these are pretty dope. They first off, like the functionality of this like kind of a wire toggle on the front that you can just pull instead of laces. That's fire. That's just super fast.
Do you tuck them into the lace garage? I went off on this on IG. That's how you can tell a poser, a versus a purist, right? There's a lace garage under the tongue that you roll that little sucker up into. Do you use that, Jonah?
That's right. I kind of let them flop.
No. God damn it.
Let the dick swing.
I will say this is an advanced cop because I've basically Boris or BBS, right? It's all exclusive silhouettes. Like what you have is not what everyone else has. It's like based on the shoe like that I had, the XT6, but it's all new and it's like
that's right.
If you know, you know. Yeah, the Bamba 5, right? This is like the
Bamba.
Yeah, the Bamba.
Bamba number 5.
La Bamba number 5.
Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba number 5.
Yo, any excuse to bring Mo Bamba in as the outro music, which I believe we've already used on a podcast.
Probably several times.
I'll not be named, but
we haven't used it on this podcast, and this is that yes, it's the fucking.
Listen, bro. If it was good enough for my wedding, it's good enough for the only podcast that matters. Okay.
The edited version of Mo Bamba played at once. Yes. It was just like 45 seconds of the beat, and that's it.
but I'm sure Jonah could agree. That's a classy way to do it, dude. That's a respectful way to do Mo Bamba at a wedding, obviously.
Sounds beautiful.
All right, moving up from the sneakers that you're not wearing. Yeah, what are the socks? We're a big sock pod now.
Yeah, it's a huge sock podcast right now.
I've been buying a lot of. I know. I just listened to the John Januzzi, the Sock Doctor episode right before I hopped on with you guys.
Sockman.
Sockman. Yeah, a book writer as well.
That's right.
Bookmaker.
These are this brand Rototo. Japanese socks.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
That I've gotten a few of. They're kind of like this waffle. Yeah, these are dope.
Did you write about these on your previous newsletter that shall not be named?
No.
I feel like this is like something that like you would focus on and hone in on, and something that I would learn about from like your newsletters, like rarefied brands.
That's what's happening right now in our podcast. We're making money off of his fucking taste level.
Let's
It's the
go.
perfect. It's the
These aren't that hard to find, and they're not that expensive either. ROTOTO.
What length of sock do you prefer? Is it no show? Is it ankle like ankle crew? Is it tubby?
No, you gotta get like high above the ankle to
juicy tubby, dude. That all day.
or calf length.
Yeah, I think it's just sort of like mid shin.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's perfect.
Protect them from bed frames of all shapes and sizes.
That's right.
I haven't bought an ankle sock or lower in years. James, I know you love an ankle sock. I'd rather buy the sock and then sprezzatura it down.
Okay.
You know, like if to achieve the length I want with a little bit of extra added je ne sais quoi, so to speak.
I feel you, but to me, I don't know. Ankle sock like does the job, and then
I don't know, bro.
You got the juicy tubies and the shin boys, the long boys,
the
long boys for if you want to scrunch it down, scrunch it up, whatever, show a little ankle
for a little scrunchy munchy. I know my boy Chuck knows what I'm talking about.
All right, what's next after the socks? Are you even wearing pants?
Yeah,
I am wearing pants. I've had a bit of a pants crisis. Maybe you guys will help me out. I've been trying to think of what my pants should look like for a variety of reasons. There's like a risk of kind of, I think, freezing your pants silhouette at a certain age. Ooh. And, just like going a little too skinny, then trying to overcompensate, go way too big. It's been tough. These are pretty,
what are you on right now?
These are pretty good. I've been wearing these a lot. This is a brand called Attachment. It's also Japanese.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a Grailed brand, baby. That's like a Grailed HQ slapper. People love it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I found them from this store up in Seattle that has a lot of cool Japanese lines called Blue Owl. And they're kind of this like techie sort of gorpy material. You could bring them out on the hiking trail. You could probably step into the boardroom with them.
Can you go to the bar? Can you go from the boardroom to the bar?
Yeah.
You could go from the boulder to the bar room.
There we go.
Bar.
And that's why I do what I fucking do, Jonah.
Beautiful. I knew you were going to come through with the assist. I couldn't think of a B word.
The mailman always delivers.
But they got kind of like techie material, but pleats and like an elasticated waistband. So a little volume up top, a little tapered down below.
Sounds fun. I mean, sounds perfect. Like you're right about, I feel like dudes who are a little older than me and Lawrence, which is the age bracket that you're in, kind of came up in Lawrence, you're on mute, came up on like the whole, like, super skinny jean.
Yes. The cheap Monday wave.
Bro, the cheap Monday, the nudies, like the Lil Wayne fucking, what's the shits Wayne wore? Like the zoomies. Like the zebra legging shit, like the girlfriend jeans. Like,
no, that's Zoomies is the skate store.
Zoobies.
But those are Zubaz, I think.
Zubaz. Yeah.
Right.
No, that's like that's the Buffalo Bills. Like that's
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
but Wayne also has like who is it? Wayne that says skinny Mike Amiri's like I skate.
That's Lil Baby, right?
Oh, Lil Baby. Sorry.
But no, it's good to know that you're kind of like finding that decent middle ground between like /volume, but nothing like you're not a fucking painter or skater, unless you are a painter or skater. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you do either of those things? Do you paint and or skate?
No. No, I have a pair of sneakers that I painted our house in. So got some legit actual paint from seeing duty, but otherwise, no.
Nice.
What did you wear to paint? Because if I knew I had to paint, I would wear Strategic Johns that need the character in my mind. Did you do the same?
It's just like really toasted pair of Jordan Bordeaux 7s that I've had forever. They're so much patina, so much terroir to them that I said some house paint is just going to add to the story.
Those shits got an umami to them, a real soul, dude.
Yeah. They probably literally taste very salty. Yeah.
Like the ocean busted in your mouth.
Damn, my man fucking painted in the Bordeaux's. I love a Bordeaux. Damn, this guy rocks, dude. This is long overdue.
And moving up to this very tasty, very classy, very, dare I say, sporty and rich deck that you got on. Although it's not sporty and rich, let's be clear.
Blasphemous.
This is kind of like a sort of drop shoulder Lemaire sweatshirt from
Lawrence's
like a year
favorite.
or two ago.
Lawrence's favorite. True
Yeah,
Lemaire
very
or the
beautiful
Uniqlo
stuff.
shit? Because Larry can only afford the Uniqlo shit.
That's not true. Don't fucking lie to me. I got paid.
You have one pair of pants.
Bro, I'm so fucking popping, you idiot, that I
Put his
get
drink
paid to wear the Uniqlo Lemaire collab, and then I take that money and I fucking spend it on real Lemaire, because that's how I do.
Very cool. Your family's
Suck my
dying.
dick.
Your family's dying. All right. So what is this? Is it a cashmere blend?
No, it's just,
What are we looking
it's
at
just like
here?
it's just a nice heavyweight sweatshirt that actually I might take off because I closed all the windows in here to soundproof the conversation, and it's getting a little hot. So this might not be long for this conversation, but
What's the T under the Lemaire?
oh, the tea. So this I just wrote about this for the newsletter. This is a 1998 eBay find, actually covered in paint, probably from a painter, let's see, or a house painter. But it's here, I'll just show you guys while telling the people at home. Just a 98
the
like
iMac
iMac.
Oh, wow.
R.I.P. Steve Jobs, you dead.
And there's like all the paint down here.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Clapper, what did that run you? What was the final damage on that guy?
Well, so here's the thing: if it was pristine, they were asking $300. Some sellers, but this one was $50 because it's got paint all over it.
It's better.
Yeah,
It's
it's better.
literally better.
Let's
And
talk
it's a lot
about
better.
let's talk about Apple merch for a second, because you talk about, when people think Apple merch, they think about the sneakers, and they think about what's the one shit with like the apples down the sleeves of the long sleeve, and that's kind of it. But you're like, yo, there's fire iMac merch, there's fire entire operating systems merch.
Yeah.
How deep of a hole did you fall into to like find this like weird little nugget of fucking Steve Jobs' legacy?
Yeah, so I have to give credit to this Instagram follow that I think, James, I saw you follow him after I wrote about him, but this
Japanese guy.
octogenarian Japanese dude called, I don't know what his name is, but his @ on Instagram is Hoka Nobu Nobu. I don't think it's related.
Sounds like
to
a nice
the
little
sneakers.
Saturday.
I mean, to the
Sounds like a nice little Sunday.
When I get a fit off in Malibu, that's what we call it, bro. A Hoka.
rocking the Hokas to Nobu, no doubt.
Yeah, baby.
I think Narc Dad had like reposted a bunch of his shit, and I was like, well, I'm not going to follow him right after Narc Dad. But then when he posted about him, I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to follow him now.
A lot of pride.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
gonna
got
follow
a
his
lot
ass
of
right now.
followers. Sorry, what's that?
Yeah, he's
Joe?
got like 58, 60,000, like, and no follows on his part.
No follows, which is dope. One thing that my wife and I wonder is whether it's kind of elder abuse. Like, what agency does he have? And like the fits are so sick. The ensembles are so popping that it feels something about it just feels off.
A little abusive. Got it.
But he was rocking this very beautiful outfit with a T-shirt from this era for the iMac, not the iMac, the G3 Cube or the G4 Cube. Very like short-lived. I don't think it actually sold very well. Macintosh computer. And we were both like, that is so much doper, or at least more surprising than, just like a rainbow colored Apple 80s piece of merch. It was like,
well, what's funny about all that merch that people worship on Instagram is all that shit came after Steve Jobs left. Like, that's why they did all this. When you look back, it's kind of like, this isn't very tasteful. It's cool in a retro way, But so it's funny. All the merch you're talking about is like the super classy shit, the promo that they did for his products. But the shit that the sneakers were post Jobs, and I feel like all of the catalog stuff, the parasailing, or what is that called when you surf with the fucking
Kite surfing? Windsurfing.
Yeah, listen, with all the shredding gnar, etc. It's like, it's not even Jobs, bro. He's
diluted the brand.
Guy. Yeah, he's an Issei Miyake guy. This is why we don't do merch, because we're just doing like Steve Jobs would.
We're too pure. We're too pure to make
a certain point. Yeah.
We're too pure to make money and dilute our brand. Just kidding. If anyone out there knows how to make merch, please bang my line.
so this took like
and Ezra, we're going to talk about Ezra, but Ezra loved this shit, right? I saw him like, this was like one of the first newsletters of Black. What is it? What's your shit? Sorry.
Blackbird Spy Plane.
Blackbird Spy Plane. I was trying to text it to Lawrence earlier, and I was like, I don't know, like Blackbird shit. I don't know.
I followed on IG. I followed on IG.
It's a great follow. Sign up for the newsletter. Free clout. You're welcome. But Ezra, it was like your second ever newsletter from this new thing, and Ezra was like reposting it.
Yeah, he's the homie. He and that was totally uncoordinated. He just, he was feeling the specifically. I think when he was on Throwing Fits, he was talking about how he wears what's it called, the hand of Hamsa. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I think maybe that hand iconography resonated with him.
He has it. I think he has it on a pendant or some shit, right?
Yeah, right. And he might have shared a couple images, but there's one in particular that was like 95 Macworld from some very 95 looking illustration program with this super kind of like this interesting intersection in the Bay Area in the 90s between like Burning Man back when it was maybe a little less like Sumner Redstone going to like chop it up in the desert, like actual psychedelic ingesting coders type aesthetic. This t-shirt felt a lot like that. So that was one of the things in the newsletter. Yeah, Ezra shared that. That was cool. That sent a lot of people to it. And yeah, I think what Lawrence is saying is just like sort of more surprising to see Apple shit that doesn't register as that real 80s, Apple sneaker type rainbow logo.
We got to ask before we move on from the fit check, the panties. What are the panties?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. These are. It sounds like they're going to be really hot, but I think
Let
I'm
me guess some rare Japanese shit.
It's not Japanese. This is actually because this is a cycling brand, but they make shit not for cycling called they're called Rafa. It's this.
Oh yeah,
the best
brand.
They're in Soho.
Oh okay, yeah, exactly. They're on Prince Street.
Yeah, they're like that's iconic, bro.
RAPHA.
RAPHA.
I feel like they're big in New York. Like Rafa might be bigger. Well, I don't know. Where are all the bikers? I guess the
definitely New York. I think it's a rich New York guy thing. I think that they're perceived in like the larger cycling world as like the poser rich guy shit. They're like they're like the Saturdays of cycling.
What's cool cycling shit? Bianchi or whatever? That shit.
I mean, Jonah talked about one today, right? I mean, it's not like purist cycling, but
that was like more of like
it's like biking
guy shit. Yeah, that was cool guy biking.
Well, I wrote about a line called Team Dream that's out of LA that's super cool. They actually do like this. They do the spandex serious like roadie shit, but I wasn't going to put that in the newsletter because no one wants to read about that but me. Because
are you big cyclist?
Yeah. That's one thing I've gone like big into like straight up like spandexed out road cycling since moving to the Bay.
You look like you're in good shape. Is that the main? That's like your hobby. That's also exercise.
It's the only thing. I can't exercise. I don't do anything but ride a bike. It's the only thing I've ever enjoyed. Like I can't run.
Right.
Yeah.
Sick. Good for you, bro.
What about I want to ask about the hair. When was the last time you got a haircut?
It was probably like at least like I was already overdue before, shelter in place kicked in. So this is probably.
Is this your style though? Is this the style that you do? We were joking earlier. I don't know if that will be in the episode, but you literally have the Jack Harlow haircut that every Zoomer on TikTok does. Is that intentional or is that like?
This is what it does. No, I mean, this is long for me. The last time I had it this long, we might get to this, but I actually had a super bad cycling accident where I went into a tree and blacked out for it and broke a ton of shit. And I was in a neck brace for 3 months and couldn't get a haircut. And that's the last time it's been at this level.
Shit.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
So when you look in the mirror, do you get PTSD?
Yeah.
When you see the cabbage? Oh my God, my lettuce.
You see lustrous curls, but I just see horror.
Yeah, it goes red.
All right. Fit check complete, I believe, unless you got any, like, is there a watch or anything?
I am wearing a watch. You want
to talk about it, Larry?
Oh yeah. What is that? Let's talk watches.
This might be a Larry moment. It's an 85 GMT root beer that I copped.
Come on. This guy, you got to come on my own show and fucking hang your nuts in my face? Jesus.
It's more so that I knew that, look, this is a hang that I've wanted to have for so long that I needed to come correct. I need to actually.
How long have you had it for? When did you buy it?
So I copped it under during a week that I spent in Los Angeles waiting for Kanye to decide whether or not he was going to agree to an interview.
Okay.
Well, I'll back it up. Basically, I was on a plane flying to Los Angeles right before Yeezus came out, and he was locked in for a cover. And while I was across the country, North was born. And so when I landed, I got a text or an email from my editor. It was like, he just had a kid. He's not sure that he's going to leave the crib and do this interview.
So
I spent a week.
2013.
Yeah. Was Yeezus 2013?
That's what I'm seeing right now on the Google.
Yeah, whenever Yeezus was when I bought this, because essentially I spent a week in an Airbnb in Los Feliz waiting for my phone to ring and for it to be Kanye giving me the green light.
Yeah.
And so I did two things. I made a list of Jonathan Gold's favorite taco spots in Los Angeles and just drove between them.
How many did you hit up? How many hit up?
Like a good dozen or so.
Yo, so you were living the dream, dude. So you ate at the best taco places in arguably like the taco capital, at least of North America, and you copped a fucking root beer GMT?
Yeah, and it was like obviously it was it's a splurge, but I probably just justified it in the way that you're able to justify things.
Well,
Yeah.
and guess
Did you-
and
did
it's
you
an
ex-
investment.
Did you expense the
Yes.
tacos? Did you expense the tacos? And did you expense the watch?
I expensed the tacos. If I could have figured out a way to expense the watch, that would have been, a little more cost effective than.
Like, hey, I wouldn't watch shop with Kanye. I had to do it for the story.
That's right.
James, I'm happy I'll let you go. That was a funny observation and question asked. But like, yo, dude, the appreciation on this watch, that's like you must feel amazing about this purchase with every minute that goes by of every day.
That's right, because I came back and my wife was like, "You're super fucking stupid. Why did you buy that?" And now I realized that actually the stupid thing was not buying two.
Well, can I be so gauche to ask what you bought it for? Will you say?
Well,
You don't
I'm not
have
gonna-
to. You don't have to.
Well, no, because this man might want to flip it, and you never want to kind of give away.
Right. Don't show your hand in a.
Yeah, exactly.
You might have some rich, middle-aged throw gang, big gang homie with the big Skrilla hit you up in the DMs on your private IG. And
Yeah,
be
that's
like,
right.
No one to
"Make your
hold
price."
him. No one to hold, no one to fold. Although, to be fair, I think Jonah is our oldest listener.
Wait, Jonah, why is it not on do you have it on a leather band?
Oh no, I actually just threw it on like a nylon black NATO. It came with a two-tone stainless steel bracelet.
Sure.
But it's just a little too much.
An oyster.
Flash.
It came on the oyster band?
Jubilee.
Jubilee? Dude, I'm surprised you don't. Okay. I mean, listen, maybe I would be switching it up too if I had such a.
This just dresses it down a little bit and doesn't get noticed. Yeah.
Sure. I guess that's I believe they call that if you know in the biz. Yeah. Anyway. All right, James, thank you. But yeah, that's a great, I wanted to do that. That was wonderful. Thank
Fit
you.
check complete. I mean, obviously, for the entire fit, we know that this is a man of exquisite taste. He's a big member of the media elite, the only member of the alt-right media elite, by which we mean West Coast. We don't mean alt-right politics.
Right. Of course not.
And
We don't want to
so-
confuse.
I'm all right when it comes to the media elite, Antifa when it comes to the fit check going
Exactly.
bottom up.
Exactly.
There he
So
is.
clearly, even though you only have 277 Instagram followers, we want to know what you're fucking with and what you're not fucking with. In this segment, we call "Fuck With Not Fuck With."
That shit's a working title, my G.
Don't
You
worry.
know that already.
Maybe as a prestigious writer, maybe you can help us come up with a title for this.
Well,
But
what do
in the
you think?
meantime,
Do you think this joke is still funny? Be honest. Don't lie. Was it ever funny?
Oh,
Is it
no, I
still
love
funny?
a bit that goes on way too long. So
Yeah, right?
I'm not the guy to ask.
again,
Yeah, I love
it's Kaufman-esque at this point. Like,
Wait, a bit that goes on too long, kind of like the podcast.
exactly.
nice.
Boom, zinger.
Lauren, stop posturing for the guest just because he has a watch you like. But Jonah, you clearly have exquisite taste. We see the watch, we see the Lemaire, we see the chair, we see the fucking airy, light-filled bungalow. So we want to know, for our own good and for the good of the 17 million listening at home, what you're fucking with, what you're not fucking with in the following categories. First up, obviously, we are starting with brands. We exist in a capitalist framework. There's nothing we can really do about it in the moment. What brands are you fucking with right now, Jonah?
I should give a shout out. There's a dude. He's from Oakland, but he actually lives out in New York these days. Called Nick, who has a line called Small Talk Studio. Really, really small. Does a lot of hand drawn stuff. I think actually via my Instagram, like I wrote about him, and Mr. Mort ordered some pants from him off the IG. It's kind of like a very beautiful hand drawn, all over, very colorful.
Dude, I was thinking about copying the purple tie-dye t-shirt or long sleeve. It's kind of like it has very almost randomly placed appliques and graphics, not just a square hit in the middle of the chest, but it's kind of a little bit all over the place.
What is it called?
It's kind of like cactus
Small
plant
talk.
meets online ceramics, but not as in your face.
Yeah, I think he's in that universe. He has fuck.
He definitely does psychedelics. He definitely does psychedelics. Can we say that?
There's a psychedelic vibe to it. I think what you're talking about, the appliques are does some embroidery. I didn't know this word until very recently, about cyanotypes, where you can print out something on, it's blue, basically like a blue patch. But yeah, his shit is dope. He's doing a jacket for me right now.
Ooh, he does
that
customs?
I'm going to do a post about. Yeah. That's all. Well, I guess it's maybe half of what he does.
Fire.
But the really cool, his printed stuff is cool, but his hand drawn, hand embroidered stuff. Also, just if you think about what you would pay for a Bodie hand drawn, corduroy suit, it's a fraction of that.
Yeah.
So small talk.
How does a guy like that sustain himself? Is it through just is he someone that isn't trying to fucking, get rich? Is he just trying to like scrape on by and maybe he gets when Will Welch sees this, he's going to talk about it in GQ, but like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he has another job or what.
Because San Francisco and New York, two most expensive cities to live in the country.
So you're saying this guy's going to freestyle for Will Welch like he's Big Sean for Kanye, and he's going to like that's going to create his career?
He's going to roll up on Will Welch outside of the tower and start like embroidering some shit on some freestyle shit.
Yo, for any of the Throw Gang listening, if you ever see Will Welch, instantly hit him with like a fit check freestyle and see if he signs you. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Small Talk Studio you're fucking with.
That's cool. You guys might know about this. This is like not the shit is cool in the sense of it's very beautiful garments, but it's not cool in the sense of like the aesthetic is not self-conscious at all. But there's this dude in Kyoto who has a line called Tezo Mayo, which I think actually means handmade, but it's just all natural dyed, sort of like t-shirts, sweatshirts, but like cochineal for the red. What does he use? Like pomegranate skins for yellow. Ooh. So all natural dyed, just very beautiful t-shirts, very beautiful sweatshirts. Tezo Maya. I'm trying to mention things because like
teas like the juice we drink on this pod. All natural, baby.
All natural. It's natty t-shirts.
Yeah, natty go. Dude, that's a free one. That's a free one if anyone's listening.
All right, here's an idea, Lawrence. Just off the dome. Why don't we make some natty juice dyed t-shirts for merch?
Wow. That could be so that's so stupid it might just work, Jim.
If we collab with like a fucking vineyard, just use their waste grapes or some shit.
I know everyone on this podcast has been doing a lot of research trying to find the best vineyard. So I feel like the R&D already happened. Let's shoot out some cold emails.
I'll hit up Chrissy.
If your t-shirt wasn't aged in an oak barrel, I just
come on. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So Small Talk, Tezo Maya,
Meya, and they actually mentioning him as well because he ships to I don't know what the situation is now with COVID, but he ships to the US. So there's not like you don't need to be in Kyoto to cop.
But it helps.
Yeah.
It helps. It probably costs less. Like isn't that the thing with Japanese shit? It's just like the import duties.
It's crazy. Like Capital in Japan, if you cop there, it's like low key affordable. Not affordable, but it's like not crazy prices that you pay on the few retailers that carry it in the US or secondhand. So like if you can cop via proxy, definitely do that. But also like it's not crazy out of this world pricing when you're in Japan, and the stores themselves are so fired.
This is like everything. Every brand that we love on the show is definitely cheaper in Japan.
That's right.
Everything from Nepenthes, Capital, fucking all of it.
Also, like shout out Arlagace. Like when you take out the VAT tax on these Scandinavian brands, it's a decent chunk of change that you can like. The thing is that when they display the prices, they don't take the VAT tax out until you get to checkout.
Yeah.
Cop them directly, I guess.
Yeah. Buy domestic and then also buy direct, right? If you can.
Anyone else you're fucking with at the moment, Jonah?
I haven't bought Our Legacy in a while, but I have like 4 shirts from them in heavy rotation that I don't need to buy others because those are just, they do so much for me. Still, so much value out of those shirts. Just like button downs, like Generation, Our Legacy Generation shirts.
It's pronounced, first of all, it's pronounced Our Legace. Just a little heads up.
Yeah, come on, bro. You don't want to embarrass yourself.
Yeah, the style guide, their own personal style guide spells it as Legache accent aigu.
By the way, I'm going to cut ahead just before I forget, since you mentioned the accent aigu. I'm not fucking with Celine since Hedy Slimane took the accent aigu off of Celine's logo.
You missed the old Celine.
Yeah. Fucked up. I just missed that I mixed that accent.
As a wordsman, it offended you as a wordsman.
It really did. I guess nothing else that would surprise people. Like I got some Capital shirts that are cool. I guess this is a semi-controversial brand on this podcast, but I own Visvim waist up garments. No Visvim waist down.
How do you feel about this overall, holistically speaking?
I can't. I mean, I'll answer that along the lines that you guys have talked about the brand recently. Where like I can't fuck with the Native American moccasin style shoes or anything like that. Okay, it doesn't feel right for a variety of reasons.
So it's interesting. We have an indigenous person as a listener, and I fucked up and forgot to ask him on the Juicy Zoomy. Hopefully, he's back on episode 2, which is coming soon. But on the cord, the good cord, not the evil one, I was like, yo, how do you feel about that? And he's like, I think his answer is basically like, not to like, paraphrase or shorten the words of a Native American person, but I'll speak for him on his behalf. He was like, there's so many people doing us so much more dirty that at least he like can kind of like appreciates it and takes it and makes a bit of it his own interpretation. And it's more of a jumping off point than like a direct rip. Whereas like you see so many other people just, exploiting and kind of like just like leveraging our shit and like, selling it with all the profits going to them.
It sucks for your whole existence and like what offends you to be just a lesser of evils thing. So that sucks. And I feel for that dude, but like there definitely is worse stuff,
Oh yeah. And I'm just talking about more so like, just like me rocking that shit, like
right.
As a, distinct from Hiroki Nakamura and his relationship to those. Yeah. I actually, that's a really interesting point that your listener made. Your reader talking like a print man. God damn.
a print man.
like a true print man. But waist up. I kind of I went a little silly with copying like the same Visvim jacket in like 4 different versions. Something about like just the fact that a little like hang tag comes with it where someone in pencil has written, this is number 42 out of 65 total. Just I'm not smart enough to not just be totally suckered by that.
To be clear, I feel like everyone on this podcast, the thoughtfulness that the brand has for the product is truly, you could argue, second to none, right? And I think that's why Visvim has the kind of guy that overlooks, or the kind of fan who might overlook some of the other stuff, because they really go for it, man, when it comes to the product, but they might be missing the forest for the trees, or their fans might be. I'm not trying to point any fingers, but that's really, for me, the whole issue.
But I also want to say, not to give them the complete benefit of the doubt, but like, I feel like we're focusing on a few items in like a large catalog of product, like obviously the mocks and a few of, other things like take direct inspiration from, whatever, like Native American tribes, but there's other shit that is more just like kind of like rancher shit. Like the
that's right.
Or like,
this is Ralph. You could also find Ralph shit to do the same.
Oh yeah. All the turquoise, the fucking, the fringe jackets.
Or just even the straight up iconography. And I think that's probably like older stuff from the 90s that gets repurposed because it was so popular, which I guess you could argue is bad and you shouldn't do that. But I don't know. It's like you wouldn't wear a headdress. Everyone can agree on that. But there's these more nuanced things that like are a weird conversation that people don't want to have, right?
Right.
That's true. That's true.
Wouldn't wear a headdress, but might wear like Viz grizzly boots or something.
Yo, I have FBTs. I have.
Whoa, Lawrence! Don't get us canceled. Like right when we're on the cusp of becoming fucking worthy of a Jonah Weiner profile.
And even more embarrassing, here's the worst part: I bought them at retail.
Oh my!
But maybe I'm overthinking it. I mean, it's a beautiful object. I just I get in my head about what it would look like for me to actually.
Kanye wore them, Jonah.
Jonah, real quick. You are a man with journalistic integrity, unlike us. We'll cut out whatever you want, but
say the word, boss.
You being on this podcast, are you now disqualified from profiling us?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay, good. All right,
I'm reporting right now.
Going. We're going to keep going.
Wait, Jonah,
I was about to end the pod.
Wait, Jonah, are you offended? And this is a bit about ourselves, so I'm jumping ahead, but I feel like we should give some meat and potatoes ahead of the paywall, just a taste, because this is such a good episode. Yeah, amuse bouche. Are you bummed that another dude beat you to the punch and is doing the profile on Throwing Fits?
Capital P.
I'm going to be honest. I was out for a bike ride earlier today. Like I said, listening to that John Januzzi episode, and you guys mentioned the New Yorker story, and a little part of me was couldn't avoid feeling a little pang.
You're like, am I butthurt, or is my saddle riding up my fucking asshole right now?
You're too close. You're too close to the sun, dude, to the source. The guy who wrote it, who's very cool. Shout out Daniel. I feel like he had the healthy distrust for us that you need. I feel like you're too big gang, bro. We're
90% sure it's going to be a glowing profile that raises our profile literally.
No pun intended.
But 10% like, yo, what's our contingency? Like, we all know. So Lawrence and I, and everyone on this call, like we're raised by the internet. We know what to do when you get canceled. So like we have break glass in case of emergency type shit lined up, but like hopefully it doesn't come to that.
I'm going straight to Israel, bro. If I get canceled in America, I'm fucking going back to the motherland, dog.
I'm going to Kyoto. I'm gonna work for Tezamaya. All right. Any other brands you're fucking with at the moment, Jonah? Like clearly, small brands with lots of intentional craftsmanship.
I think that's, and in part, that's kind of like the way that I write it. When I write a story, even if it's about Travis Scott, like I'm just trying to, and I don't mean to single it out. I mean, like whether it's a pop star or whether it's a fine artist, I'm trying to watch them work because I love actually when you encounter something, whether it's a movie or a pop song, it's kind of the finished result that is kind of compressing all this work and all this intention, theoretically, all this talent and ingenuity and innovation and problems and like people fucking up. So I'm always interested in actually seeing stuff get made. So that's probably actually the through line between like fucking with someone like Small Talk and fucking with Visvim. With Visvim, in a sense, I'm just kind of justifying spending way too much dough, in part because I learned that there was this community that would dye their kimonos by burying them in the mud. And now Homie makes his jackets that way. And I'm like, oh, that story is so good. I can't resist that. Sure. Yeah, so whatever. No, I wanted to shout out Small Talk and Tezamea, but yeah.
All right,
you love storytelling. That's why you love this podcast, because we're storytellers.
Right.
We've talked about this.
He's a storyman. He's a storyman. Yeah. All right, let's flip the coin. What are some brands you're not fucking with?
Ooh.
Cannot wait for this.
Yeah, so we mentioned Celine. He's got, I don't even know if the clothes are good. Like my wife rode hard for Phoebe Philo, so I'm just kind of biased against him.
Are you guys both Johns enthusiasts?
Yeah, for sure.
Is she on the same wave? Is she on the same wave as you?
We'll kind of broaden each other's horizons, which is to say, like something might show up that she copped and I might raise an eyebrow and we'll test each other because she's going to see that raised eyebrow and she's either going to say, you're wrong. You don't know, not on my level, or she's going to think about it the next time she puts it on and maybe it'll get returned. And I think I'm the same way. Yeah.
She's in, without giving too much away, because I don't know if this is a off-topic or off-limit topic, but she's in aesthetics professionally, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I definitely want to mention her because with this newsletter, she's actually been pitching in on just kind of like finding shit. She's got a great eye, but she used to be a trend forecaster and a color forecaster.
And now she works for a super small boutique brand that is on the same tier as like Small Talk Studios and Tezamaya. I've heard of it. I think. What is it called again?
Well, I can't say anything about it literally in the sense that she cannot tell me anything about her job, but she works for Apple's design team. So she's got the badge that opens up the door that lets her into the kind of like, oh, this is what they're working on in 2025. And truly, like, she is not allowed. She cannot. It's just, I have no idea what she's working on.
I mean, that's fine. The only thing we care about is, can she get us that employee discount?
Yeah, and blink twice if the next iPhone is a flip phone.
No one.
Shit.
No one ever. No, I wasn't even.
That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke.
I was thinking about the employee discount. No one has that from her at all yet. So
really, I get the employee discount from Nick Restivo, the fucking condo owner out in LA.
Yo, shout out, new homeowner Nick Restivo, our boy at Apple Music. What's up, buddy?
Dope.
We see you, King.
I know some Apple Music people. I don't know Nick.
He's I don't know if he's Apple. Yeah, he's Apple. He does social media for Apple Music.
He's our complex alum. Just a brolic University of Tennessee volunteer.
Imagine Rob Gronkowski, but like quiet.
Yeah.
Okay.
What other brands are you not fucking with besides Celine?
I mean, it's been fuck Amazon. It'll remain fuck Amazon for a while.
Yeah.
Although, all the kind of gig economy exploiters, especially right now, you read stories about DoorDash and Instacart fucking over their delivery people, fucking over the restaurants, fuck all that. Yeah, I guess ideally what you want to do is, I was reading an article actually like where even if you Google a restaurant in your neighborhood and you call that number that shows up in Google, there's some cases where DoorDash has actually set up a fake number, or not a fake number, but a number like dedicated to that. and then they charge a commission.
Evil, dude.
Even when you're, So
And they're buying up restaurant websites too.
That's some Blackbird spy plane shit, dude. That's nefarious.
That's at Skunk Works.
That's a coordinated drone strike with Ezra, bro. I see you. I know it's real. I'm a warrior for truth, bro. Anyway.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, so fuck Whole Foods, fuck Amazon, all the union busters.
Fuck Jeff Bezos. All my homies hate Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so easy. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe it's because I live in. Maybe there's some communities where like Amazon has just choked out any other option, but I feel like there's options to, you don't need to go to Amazon. I feel like there's options to cop elsewhere.
Agreed.
Where can I cop a 12-pack of Hanes boxers though?
I know, right? There is that certain class. There's certain that certain kind of product that it's true. Like, where would you get that?
Where could I cop a 2-pack of ass? Corporate lunch. When's this gone? I can have fun.
No, that was good. That was good. All right, let's move on to the footwear.
Yeah.
See, I don't really know. Like you're a prestige Twitter follow. Again, you're private on IG, and I'm kind of like, unless you're like an ID thought or a good meme account, I'm not going to request to follow a private account.
I requested earlier today just to do my job as best as possible.
Really,
three out of 4 people on this Zoom can see my IG.
So
Charlie,
everyone but James.
Damn.
Yeah.
What about Sham? What about Sham?
Ask.
What about Sham?
Oh yeah, I don't think Sham is requested. No.
All right,
Okay.
I'll request after this because I do have a cycling brand I want to send you for my brother.
Ooh, nice.
But I don't know. It seems like you're kind of like with us on this journey to a post-sneaker world. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So sneakers. What sneakers are you currently fucking with besides the Salomons that we peeped earlier?
The Mo Bamba 5s.
The Mo Bamba 5s. I appreciate a loafer. I think a loafer is beautiful. For me, maybe it's being in the Bay. My post sneaker direction has gone towards like hiking boots and things that I rack out on the trail.
Like Tim's?
That still have a kind of sneakery. What's that?
Like Tim's?
Yeah, 'cause I'm just stomping in Tim's. I'm trying to bring, because I'm from New York, but I still want to represent.
Your calves are jacked, bro.
I held on to my 917 and I still just wear my Tim's in the redwoods.
My man only cycles in beef and broccolis, bro.
That's right.
If you followed his private Instagram, you would see him just tearing it up, dude.
With the dummy thick soles.
Exactly. Lug sold specialized.
Lugs? You fuck with lugs?
Yeah, lugs.
The Funkmaster Flexes, the Burmans.
There's a boot that there was this one kid in high school who, I was in high school in the 90s. North Face was obviously going heavy. There's this one kid who was always like North Face was way too obvious for him, so he would come through with Helly Hansen, Kelty. He was third level Gorp, and he had this one pair of Merrells called the M2 Superlight. That is ironically named because they're heavy as hell, but I tracked down a pair of those on eBay and no one's checking for them. So they're like $40, but I wear those on the trails. In terms of sneakers, I've got like a Mount Rushmore that is kind of like my Mount Rushmore is kind of in my heavy rotation.
Let's go, bro. Let's do the Mount Rushmore. You could do the show. You know the show. So
yeah,
right.
I'm trying to not step on the run of show.
No, dude. I love it when for the for reals, I'll show up. Oh, Sean's back. I'll show up and I'll be like, all right, boys, let's fucking go, because I haven't had to prepare anything. I just come, get zooted on the pod.
Yeah,
what?
and I'll say
drink.
Yeah, and
sure.
Chill.
Yeah, thanks, Chuck. No, what I would say is my favorite kind of guest, speaking only about myself, is I don't care what they do for a living, what they look like, color, creed, religion. If they love this program, get them on here, bro. Let's go. That's all I care about. So you, my
Jonah,
friend,
what is on your Mount Rushmore of sneakers? Because you clearly are the guest that we love to have on.
I wonder, how there's this saying that you will never love a band as much as the band you loved when you were like between 12 and 15.
See, for me, we talked about this. We talked about this with Januzzi, right?
Yeah. What did you say? I
said that your musical tastes stop developing after 25. So you kind of lose interest in like discovery and anything you've listened to in your first 25 years. That's like your discography.
That reminds me of the best Andre 3000 quote. I think he said, the age you get famous at is the age you stay forever. So James and I, we need to get famous very soon so I could lock in at a cool 37. You know what I'm saying?
So to that, anyway, I just bring that up since we got a few different ages on this Zoom, and it'll be interesting to hear whether this lands. But for me, like when I was, I guess 11 or two, I guess I was 11 when the infrared 6s came out, and then I was 12 when the Bordeaux 7s came out. Sure. And so for me, like it's basically between the two of them. I think like the Bordeaux 7s, I already mentioned them. Like that's definitely on there. And for me, it's kind of like the 4s kind of belong to it. They're beautiful, but they belong to another generation. Wow. The Concord grapes are like another generation. So for me, it's like the sweet spot is the Bordeaux 7s. That's definitely, I don't know if that's Abe or George.
No, that's wait. You pick a Bordeaux 7 over an infrared 6.
I think that I almost the way they look on foot. I think the Bordeaux 7 just kind of suits me better. The infrared 6s might on a pedestal appeal to me more, but
dude, yeah. The infrared 6 might be a Mount Rushmore Jordan, like legitimately. And I don't think the Bordeaux 7 is for maybe anyone but you, which makes this an extremely unique take, which I respect. Because think about the 7, people will rate the Olympic as the number 1 7 probably, right?
Because of the Dream Team and all that.
Right. And then there's, what are the other big ones? The fucking, obviously the Bordeaux, but there's the Raptors one that people love, which was that even OG?
I don't know.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah, definitely.
That's an OG?
Yeah. He wore them in the, didn't he wear them in the playoffs? They were in the dock.
Anyway. Yo, Chuck is now an MJ stan. This is new.
No, also LeBron.
Also, you can be
LeBron
both,
James.
It's called intersectionality. You can love both of them.
It's art. I went over this.
Chuck, as much as I want you to participate too, we can hear the whole bag process. It's very loud.
Sorry. Is it? Yeah. Why didn't anyone say anything? I thought I had it on mute.
Just that one time.
Well, that's the thing. When you unmute it, don't then also fuck with the bag. Fuck with the bag and smoke weed with the thing on mute. Then unmute, put it away.
Jonah, are you a big Jordans guy still? Like, we're talking about Rushmore, which is all time. But are you still someone that's like wearing Jordans besides
I wasn't until Last Dance, and I was like, I got to pull out the umami ass, filthy ass Jordan Bordeaux 7s. Yeah, so I've actually been rocking them because, like so many. I know you guys have been talking about that documentary a lot on the show. But
do you have J's like on deck at all times, or is this the last vestige?
That's it, just those.
All right, what else is on your? Who's your Teddy Roosevelt? So we got your George Washington, the Bordeaux 7s.
That's George. Air Max 97 Silver Bullet.
You mentioned those two slappers.
Love those. That, like, to me, I have this experience of like this is kind of like a version of the band you love most when you're 15 is going to be the band that you always love the most. But encountering something that is like so genius that I can't process it. And so I'm repulsed by it. Like the first time I saw the Air Max 97s, I was like, sneakers shouldn't look like that. They were so garish. They're all silver. It wasn't kind of like side panels. It's just concentric circles. They made no sense. And I think that there's a few times when you kind of get that sense of repulsion, but it's because you're in the presence of genius. I mean, it's so genius, it's ugly to
People fear what they do not understand, my friend.
There you go.
So you're saying,
I think,
does that show, so has a shoe ever aged better for you than that shoe ever?
Yeah, no, I guess not, because I truly thought they were hideous, but but they stick in your brain.
Yeah.
Can't get them out of your head.
The most Brazilian parasite is an Air Max 97 Silver Bullet.
Exactly. And those got real big within the last couple of years, and they put out a bunch of different colorways. Yeah. And they don't look as weird. Like, I just trying to remember how when I first saw them, how weird they looked and how sneakers didn't look like that.
Well, you have context now. You had zero context before, right? I mean, that's an iconic shoe.
Yeah.
In the full package of the whole thing.
Who's your Tommy J?
Tommy. These all really date me because they're all
your Tommy Jefferson.
So who's the second?
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Why is he both Tommy Shelby and some fucking Uncle Gabagool from Buffalo?
Yes. Yeah.
So we have your George, we have your Abe, we have your Tommy, and we need
Tommy,
your Teddy, and your outfit,
No.
The ACG, this is really dating me as like a dude who like was 12 in the 90s, I'm realizing. But the ACG Moab, like, yeah.
Yeah,
I was 12 in the 90s. Lawrence was 12 in the 90s.
yeah.
Late
ACG.
90s.
I remember when ACG came out, like originally. I wasn't cool enough to wear it, but I had East Bay, and it was like, what the fuck?
Dude, you read East Bay, and now I'm talking to you from the East Bay.
Wait, actually, maybe I'm even. When did ACG first hit? Maybe I'm misremembering. When would have that been?
I think it's 91 or something
Lawrence,
like that. It's that Tinker Hatfield.
I feel like I don't know.
Lawrence, do this. We're going to keep talking. You look it up on Google, and then 45 seconds later.
Yeah. Yo, thanks. Honestly, I love it when we're on the same page, dude. All right,
Jeff,
Jonah.
did you know that Jonah is in the fucking Yay area right now?
I saw on your Twitter bio or something that you're in Oakland, and I did want to ask you about that for my 60 seconds. Yeah.
Oh, well, we'll get to it. All right, who's your Teddy? Your Teddy Roosevelt.
You said
Your Rough Rider. Your Rough Rider.
Said the Moab.
Why? But I think that was number 3. I don't know which president it is, but
Sorry.
No, so now we need your Teddy. Your Rough
this
Rider.
one was really hard. I don't know. I've been wearing this a lot recently, and this I think is like. I don't think that anyone really checks for this sneaker, but they did a very Tinker Hatfield looking. Hatfield might have even worked on it. Recent ACG sneaker called the Ruckle Ridge, and they did it in a colorway called Gunsmoke. It's kind of like mostly gray with little like magenta pops. And there's this dude who I know, Jonathan. He's a great Instagram follow. He works for Capital. He's an American dude, but he lives over in Osaka, and he knows a shit ton about bandanas. And so he's on Instagram under the name Bandana Almanac, but he wears basically like the Mars Yards 2s and the Ruckle Ridge Gunsmokes. And so I just totally copied him and copped a pair of these.
This is a recent cop, but they are on your Mount Rushmore.
Well, now we're talking about like 2 years now, but
Yeah, it's recency bias. It's I looked it up. The Ruckle Ridge is like a futuristic. It reminded me of the Dog Mountain like hiking boot sneaker they do, but
That's
now
right.
like in an interstellar version, intergalactic swag on that joint. It's a little futuristic for me, but yeah, that's cool.
What about okay, so Mount Rushmore, all gas. What about
No, by the way, just to be clear, none of you had ever heard of that sneaker? Like it didn't get on anyone's radar, right? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Moab is the big one everyone loves because the CGG collab. And then for ACG, like there's not a Nathan Van Hook designed a banger. What did he design? Remember, he did the Air Yeezy 2. He did an ACG sneaker that came out within the last year that is a slap. But I feel like I haven't heard much from their footwear besides that Dog Mountain sneaker, which was everywhere. Anyway.
Oh, maybe the Angel's Flight?
What's up?
Angel's Flight? Was that what it's called? Angel's Landing? Angel's Flight? Kind of looks like a LeBron 11.
I don't know. That doesn't sound.
We're going too deep on ACG.
Yeah, too deep. Sorry, boys.
if it gets by Lawrence and Chuck, then you know it's a fucking rare John.
It's a deep cut.
What about non-sneakers? Let's talk about that because I know that you're in the Yay area, and so it's Allbirds and hiking boots all fucking day. Well, first of all, let's talk about Allbirds. Are they truly the plague that we made them out to be, or is that kind of a thing from like a few years ago?
Oh, well, I mean, at this point, I haven't like been out of my neighborhood. I don't live in a very coder heavy neighborhood, but yeah, no, they're a plague. They're everywhere. You guys have talked about it. I don't have anything new to say about that. It's kind of like approaching shoes the way someone who approaches food would drink Soylent. It's kind of like a fishing.
Bingo.
You know what I mean, there's no flair, no joie de vivre.
They're COVID-18. That's what they are.
This motherfucker said no joie de vivre. Yeah, exactly. That's literally what it is.
It's just like you're about efficiency. It's like, and I guess there's an eco angle on them that's cool or whatever, sustainability, but
Come on, dog.
You know who's big, not to put him on blast, but I will. You know who's big on Soylent? Brendan Dunn of Full Size Dump.
Yeah. Shout out Ryder Rips with the branding. Soylent. Soylent, like that's the difference between Soylent and Allbirds. Like Allbirds aesthetically are a Holocaust level war crime against humanity. Whereas
You can make that joke. That joke, it checks out.
That tracks. Me and Jonah Weiner can make that joke. And then Soylent though looks fucking clean, bro. I love what.
What is
the branding?
It looks like oat milk. It looks like
no.
Oatly packaging.
But if you'll remember, is that Soylent was first. They did it before anyone else, and that's it's sick. how it looks.
And I'm
They
not even
hack
talking about the
food?
aesthetic, obviously. I'm just talking about that relationship to a product
Sure.
where you're just kind of like, I need the most efficient. I'm
Yes.
on the way to optimizing my time.
Right.
I want no enjoyment out of life. So
I'll
I
say
don't
this.
I need to go squash some bugs.
I'll say this because you can't say this because I don't give a fuck at this point. But it's the choice for autistic people.
As an autistic person, you can say that. Wait, Jonah. So what non-sneakers footwear are you currently fucking with? You talked about loafers, but they're not really. They don't make sense for you. You talked about the boots. Anything else?
That's kind of it. I guess, yeah, the hiking boots. Let me think. I got a pair of Hokas. I feel like they're going to look real silly when I look back on them, but right now it's like real fat soled, like high top Hokas.
You got to get the EG Hokas. Those are like something that you'll be wearing 10 years from now if they last. What sneakers or footwear are you not fucking with?
This is not a surprising answer, but I mean, like off-whites don't do it for me. Any of that kind of, super,
Fuck shit.
hyped out.
No fuck shit.
Does
Fuck shit.
San Francisco get like the San Francisco Bay Area, Oakland? Do you guys get like, I know there's a Supreme store out there and everything, but do you get all the fuckboy, like, conspicuous consumerism, like Off-White, Balenciaga, Louis? Like, I know that there's a lot of money out there, but it's money for fucking nerds. And I know that there's a very slight movement for to like outfit these nerds in like the cool stuff. Whether it's clothes, whether it's cars, whether it's, just like general like lifestyle consulting. But I guess like, do you see a lot of that out there, or is the Bay Area still kind of like immune to the fuck shit of like LA, New York?
No, there'll definitely be like the rich tech guy, like who caught wind of the fuck shit and is like flossing in a pair of God knows how much they are on the secondary market. Like, Prestos from Off-White. You'll see that.
Elon Musk.
That's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm thinking like Jack Dorsey is a real, but he goes kind of like far out, like rocks like Rick, right?
But he's so that's the thing, right? Jack is a fellow Jones enthusiast. Say what else?
He's an actual, yeah.
Yeah, say anything else about anything else, even though shout out my man's for giving a Billy. Like, that's crazy. But I feel like the other dudes you're talking about, it's just be status, right? It's just a status thing.
That's right.
Those dudes don't have other status shit, right? They all wear Apple Watches, so they can't flex like Jonah or me, two fellow Rolex owners. They all drive Teslas or Priuses, so they can't flex with the fucking I'm outside in the AMG type beat. So, there you go. Maybe sneakers, maybe not Allbirds, maybe Off-White Prestos, like a fucking douchebag.
All right, Jonah, I want to ask you about stylish celebrities, because you spend a lot of time around stylish celebs. You are clearly a Johns enthusiast. Who are some celebs out there with actual good style? Let's not talk about like the obvious guys. I want to know like your take on like, who's the dark horse, who's kind of like the low key flexer. And then I want to know like who's overrated. So let's start with the positive. Who's like actually killing it that we're not really paying attention to?
What's funny is when I interviewed Jerry Seinfeld, it was like 2012, I think, and he was just wearing these kind of like big stonewashed jeans and Nike Shocks, and it's just a look that has aged so well. Like that, like what Jerry was rocking on like Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee season 1 and 2 is very popping right now.
He's currently putting the teen in quarantine.
That's a Zood board fit, bro. That's full Zood board. The shocks
Straight Zood.
to the fucking dad jeans. Like, yeah. He that's the thing, man. If you're if you're consistent for a long enough time, you're gonna hit, right? There's some quote from a movie.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, sure. Same.
A broken shock.
What's the line from Fight Club? On any fucking curve, you know what I'm talking about? It's the same fucking thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry the God. Who else? What other celebs are kind of low key killing it?
Lorde dressed pretty cool. She was wearing a really beautiful coat that I need to look up who made it.
Can I say fuck Lorde? Lorde unfollowed me, bro, on Twitter. That hurt.
I don't understand once you have a mute button why you would ever unfollow someone unless you just wanted to hurt their feelings.
Bro, talk to your girl, Lorde. We were
ratio. We
were Tumblr friends. Ratio. Creepy. I agree. It was creepy that I did this. But I was Tumblr friends with Lorde before she got famous.
Yeah.
She got famous and she unfollowed me on Twitter. And then I called her out on Instagram after she was famous many years later. And she responded and was like, "My bad." And I was like, "What's up, Lorde?"
And didn't follow you back.
And she didn't follow me back. She fucking blew me off.
She probably has like a social media. She probably is a social media manager, like logged into her shit and like went to your account. And was like, why is this guy talking about clapping cheeks and fapping meats? Unfollow.
No, that's terrible. It was more of like a just like myself and Jonah, we're operating on a higher plane of taste, James. You wouldn't get it.
Lawrence, you're relying too much on these like I'm better than you jokes. They're not real. On one of the collaborative playlists that me and my homies have put together, somebody put Supercut by Lord, and that shit still fucking bangs. I cannot wait to get more music from Lord A with the accent aigu. Who else, Jonah? Who else is overrated? Or sorry, who else is a celebrity whose style we're not paying attention to that we need to start looking at?
This is not someone I interviewed, but I think a lot about the way that Jeff Ament, the bassist of Pearl Jam, dressed in 1992, and I feel like that is poised to have. I don't know if you have a visual in your head. He wore these insane, like maybe sort of like Pakistani, like colorful wool hats and like infrared sixes and spandex leggings under baggy shorts. I feel Jeff Ament 1992 was onto something.
He was boys with Rodzilla, the worm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you can find a lot of photos of him hanging out with Dennis Rodman.
Rodman always had the merch. I feel like, right, the Pearl Jam merch was a big thing for him, too.
Yeah, well,
like hats, right? Isn't he in The Last Dance wearing Pearl Jam? I saw something.
He has a Pearl Jam T-shirt or something like that in Last Dance.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Do you think that The Last Dance and everything else going on in this world, you know, when we hark back for like better times, do you think that the 90s is going to hold up as like the best decade in music, fashion, you know, style, etc., aesthetics?
I always got to check myself if I'm ever going to like, you know, like it's a version of the locking in your pants, locking in your taste. You just kind of, the moment that you think that like new shit is whack, you probably are the whack one. Yeah. Yeah. I can't go there.
Damn. All right, fair. All right, what about celebrities who have overrated style that we, you know, put on a fucking pedestal, but need to tear that shit down?
Well, this isn't exactly maybe you guys should throw out some names. Like I did an interview. One of the less like happy interview experiences I've had was with Gwen Stefani, and part of it was about her as being like a fashion icon. But I mean,
Harajuku. No. She was into Harajuku cultural appropriation. That's
true. Yeah, and the she had the literal third eye.
Pharrell, and yeah, sure. But Pharrell was fucking with her, right? For a minute. Didn't okay. Am I tripping? What's the song that she's famous for? Not
this shit is bananas.
Hollaback Girl, and Pharrell's involved, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Was she just biting? I know she did all the third eye, fucking 90s, fake Madonna Kabbalah shit for sure. I remember that. But after that, did Pharrell like get her into the Harajuku shit? Like, do people talk about that anymore? Like, that clearly is the line of influence, right?
That's a really good question.
I can see that, but I think that where he went from like, you know, Nego and like, you know, Bathing Ape into BBC, she was just like, let me take this like subculture of dressing up like a crazy Lolita or, you know, Victorian era, whatever, like crazy colors, crazy neons, crazy makeup, and just like literally name a song Harajuku Girl.
Well, that's a difference between Pharrell actually cares. That's how influence trickles, I don't know if down or up, but that's the thing, right? It ends with the celebrity embarrassing themselves because they're exploiting something, right? That's literally what it is.
It's exploration versus exploitation.
There you go. There he is. That's our fucking Pulitzer Prize winning fucking
I got the trophy back there.
Yeah. Okay.
You can see it. It's out of frame. All right. Who else though?
I don't know. That wasn't a good answer, but I was just trying to think of someone who.
No, that makes sense.
In the context of my interviewing her, part of the framing was the fashion, because I guess her shit. I guess Lamb still exists.
Does what?
I think it sold. Lamb, right? LAMB was her line.
Dude, she had a fucking brand.
No, exactly. Yeah, that's why I brought it up, because before we got on, I was trying to think of like.
Sometimes you ask. I would have loved to talk to an actual cool girl during that time. Like, was that ever a thing, or did it feel like a thing to me, a young loser in suburbia? Because Lamb feels like, was that cool?
I don't think it was ever cool, but I think it sold a lot.
Was it like Justin Timberlake shit? What was his shit?
William Rast.
Rast.
Did people cop William Rast?
Before it was in Target, before they downstreamed it, that shit was, I feel like was supposed to be.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious. You wasn't there, bro. You wasn't.
What about I was in the mall. What about I'm just gonna throw some names out at you. What about like Harry Styles? What do you think of his style?
Harry Styles?
Harry,
Yeah,
you're a style icon, Harry.
And what's he? He's like Gucci down, right?
Yeah.
Gucci head to toe, yeah.
Yeah,
Toe to head.
presumably.
but he wears it very well. Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah. He was.
Your boy ASAP Rocky.
Ooh.
A$AP Rocky definitely looks good in whatever he wears, doesn't he? I mean, like, he just
Does anyone not think that the pretty motherfucker is just he's always 10 out of 10 unless he's wearing V-Lone.
I think some people might have think he might have like not jumped the shark, but been like on his.
If it's not V-Lone, he looks great.
All right, Mount Rushmore, male celebs
All time, dead or alive,
in terms of style.
This is not the answer you want to hear, but it's as a celebrity profiler hopping on your podcast that's devoted to how stylish people are and aren't. I don't really think about. Maybe not. Maybe I don't have one. I don't know. Yeah,
really?
It's weird.
Answer.
I mean, like I'll look at you'll see the fire photographs. Like, man, I'm giving those boring answer. Like Steve McQueen looking great in the '60s or something. But like, I actually don't have a non-obvious answer to that.
What do you think about Clapton? What do you think about everyone, or not everyone?
In the LA.
Because here's the thing, right? The hashtag menswear answer to this question is Paul Newman, Steve McQueen,
JFK,
Gianni Agnelli, JFK, all the obvious. Clapton is what nobody talked about because Clapton wore, not in the picture that James is referring to where he looks perfect, besides a Henley. Sorry.
That's a great photo.
But Clapton wore streetwear, like chocolate skateboards.
He wore fucked.
And like DC. So like I feel like
and Viz, tons of Viz.
Sure. He's the Viz god. He's who got John Mayer into Viz. He's the source. He is the literal source. But it's so funny. Context changes everything. Now that another mode of dressing is not just cool right now, but the nostalgia of that 90s version of it has also swung around to be cool. Clapton is suddenly this god that nobody talked about in 2010. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that's right. That one photo of him wearing like the trench coat that you guys were clowning on Instagram, the Henley portion of it is a beautiful photograph.
It's a goat amazing. Fit.
What's your stance on Henleys?
Oh no, I'm with you. And I was laughing out loud when I heard you go in so hard on Henleys in the Januzzi episode. But I was like, this is why I love this podcast, because you guys care way too much about Henleys, and yet that is exactly as much as you should care. Like at the moment that John mentioned Henleys, I had the same glance. And it's important. It's important to care too much about Henleys being whacked.
Of course.
You hear that, Chef? Fuck Henleys. All my homies hate Henleys.
I would say
except for Don Henley. Don Henley slaps.
Having a strong opinion about a Henley is part of the experience of being a white man. And we need to honor that. And we need to honor that intersectionality on this podcast.
There's no such thing as white culture except for how you feel about Henleys.
Yo, Henleys are white culture, and that's what this podcast is about. Which is crazy. That Chef,
I gotta delete my tweet, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, you're a POC, bro. Do you want to make an official statement on the podcast about coming out as pro Henley?
No, man. I mean, I mentioned this on the live yesterday. All I think is I don't own any Henleys. I haven't like in a very long
the anti I have black.
I'm not gonna backtrack on my statement though. I think that if you're buff and you're a hot person, you will be able to rock a Henley.
Chef's new thing is I'm a hot. It's been established that I'm a hot guy in the pod.
No. I just said that I don't own any Henleys. I'm saying in general.
No, but you can see yourself. You can see yourself in one.
No, I don't think I'm never gonna have a chest that will.
I could see Chef getting real bored in Princeton, getting on his DIY shit and clipping this striped shirt down and sewing two buttons.
Like, Mordecai making a cardigan out of a crew neck.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Jonah.
Hold it real quick. Doesn't Robert Pattinson looks pretty cool, right? Doesn't he just wear like?
He dresses like shit.
He's out of his mind.
He
But
doesn't
like kind of
dress
like good
well.
shit, like not as like lunatic as Shia, but doesn't he have like a good kind of thrift store aesthetic?
No,
Like, just
that's
like,
the thing. He does. That's the thing. Shia, it's such a thing for Shia because he went full blown. Pattinson has never really committed. He doesn't wear like thrifted secondhand shit. I believe he wears. I mean, it's just very.
Well, he's also a Dior man, right?
No,
He's
but
a
outside
he's
of
a-
it, no. But like on the street.
Right. But I think that with Shia, like he's given interviews where he's like, yes, I think about like the drop of the shoulder and the length of the hem and shit like that, you know, and how that goes.
Shia cares. Shia
cares. I think
He told Sean, our close personal celebrity friend, Sean Evans. God
and
damn.
our Pats is more just like, yeah, like I'm the guy that just, you know, he's like, yeah, I fold the beanie 4 times. This shirt costs 38 cents. These pants cost $2.85.
it's not considered in the same way.
Exactly. He's just like, I mean, that GQ profile was cool in that he almost like fucking exploded his house making pasta or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was cool, but like, that's it.
Shia is the only example I could think of trying hard and not dying hard, only because I think in his realm of celebrity, he is wholly unique versus like if everyone in this podcast tried to do the same thing, we'd just be like another fucking schlub. But Shia, apparently from what he said, is like laser specific and focused when it comes to wearing the cutoff sweats with the Uggs. Apparently, that's what he told me.
Right.
I mean, his references are probably like, and research is probably, you know, on point with you, where he's like, yeah, this is like a hat from like a tank division.
Right. That was Kanye's hat. It was Kanye's,
Right.
or it's my hat that's so cool because I'm just so cool. Kanye had to steal it from me. Like he's just on that level. That's why we need him. Jonah, have you ever dealt with Shia in your celebrity dealings?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Would you like to?
I'd like to. Like I he's dope. Like even just the those Sia videos where he's dancing. I mean, just like amazing.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like maybe we talked about this or someone else did, but the thing with the hot ones that's so good is that Sean asked the question that like we want to be the ones to ask. Like he got to be like, and I salute to Sean because I don't know if he would have ever had the chance, but I would have loved to have the opportunity, James.
One day.
Yeah, whatever.
It'll happen.
You've spent a lot of time with celebrities, and we're going to talk about that a lot in part 2, the meat and potatoes. How far we're like an hour and a half in.
Wow.
I want to know.
It's flown by. Truly, that's actually really funny because I was like, man, they're moving through this shit so fast. This must not be going well. They're really clipping through the segments.
Oh, dude, no.
And then you just let me know it's an hour and a half.
This is gas.
No,
tell
bro,
your wife. Tell your wife to put the dinner in the oven because we got another like 3 hours ahead of us.
Wait. That's the throwing fits difference.
There it is.
Amazing.
You spent a lot of time with a lot of celebrities. Who, like, if you had to spend time with them in like quarantine, who are you fucking with?
This is not comfortable.
Chuck, you're not on mute.
Chuck, you're not on.
Fucking
Chuck.
idiot.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's the throwing fits difference, bitch.
Can you hear this guy? Can you hear this guy drumming?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I can't.
I can. Yo,
All right, Jonas. In terms of spending time with A-listers, who do you fuck with? Like, who do you actually enjoy spending time with?
Oh yeah. Well, let's see. That's interesting. I think this isn't to dodge that question. The one time, like the most access I've ever gotten with anyone was I did a cover story on Jimmy Kimmel from Rolling Stone when he was.
Is he the guy that talked about Jonah Hill Day, or is he not the guy?
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think Kimmel did. Yeah.
Kimmel had Jonah on, and then
The man show guy. Yeah.
That's right.
The photo that I'm not in.
Yeah. That's why it's the best moment, dude.
All right.
Kimmel, when he was moving from like whatever the like 1 a.m. slot to 11, Rolling Stone put him on the cover. And props to him, he actually said, Jonah, come live at my house for 3 days.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
So he like put me up in a guest bedroom. And I can tell you, Jimmy was a very lovely host. He also has this very beloved pizzeria in Phoenix or Scottsdale called is it Bianchi or Bianca?
Chuck? The Dale?
Yeah, there's one of those in Tucson too, I think. Maybe it's like an Arizona
I
thing.
think he's opened up a bunch. I think it's Chris Bianco or Chris Bianchi. Anyway, that dude had befriended Jimmy, who's like big into food, and had built a custom pizza oven in Kimmel's backyard.
Fire.
So Kimmel was like making pizzas. I'm waking up. He's got the fucking like mealy espresso machine mounted in the wall.
Ooh.
So that would be a pretty sick.
Damn.
So Kimmel,
Kimmel has
you.
taste. Kimmel has taste.
No, Kimmel manipulated you, bro. He wined you, and he dined you. This is like how Michael Jackson groomed his victims, bro. Allegedly.
Jesus juice.
Wait. So can I ask you, all right, real talk, Jonah, all jokes aside. So did you give Kimmel a better fucking profile because he pulled out every fucking stop, access, fresh pizzas out the oven, the guest room, the whole treatment?
So here's the thing.
Did it work? Did his strategy work?
Say it again.
Did his strategy work?
Yeah. Well,
You guys slept together just like MJ.
Yeah.
What wound up happening was I thought the piece was really cool in part because like so many celebrity profiles just feel you can just sense that you got an hour sitting with someone in like a hotel lobby. Sure. And I mean, truly like the piece is just written chronologically in the course of a day. And I got to see him waking up. And I mean, like when you have a show that's on every night, you are working so hard. And I got to kind of like document that in a way that I thought was, did honor to a difficult job that a lot of people think that show just materializes every night. But this is a long way of saying that he was really unhappy with the piece, I think in part because it started off with him like rolling a joint. This is before weed was legal in California. It's like medicinally, you get like, medicinal permits, but it wasn't legal.
Dr. Green.
So he rolled a joint and he was like, should this go in? Maybe it shouldn't. Should it? He's like, fuck it, put it in. And apparently he was moving to the 11 p.m. slot on ABC, which is owned by Disney. And Disney freaked out. They're like, why the fuck you're about to move into relatively, late night prime time and you're smoking weed in this huge story. And I heard that Jimmy was pretty unhappy with the story because of that and thought that maybe I did him dirty. Maybe it's for other reasons. You can never really tell what's going to set someone off. You might think you wrote a very glowing profile and there's just one stray sentence and they fucking hate it. So he actually wound up really disliking that piece.
Have you ever caught heat? Have you ever caught heat like run into a celebrity after the fact when they dislike the profile you wrote on them and they like bring it up or treat you like shit or something?
No, the only time I thought it might happen was I've written about Rocky 3 times. The first time was super cool. Maybe like Purple Swag and like Peso were out, but I don't think he put out much else. So he was like young, but he just like signed his deal. So he was like flush with cash. We went to opening ceremony. He was like, what do you want? I'll buy you anything here. Which I had to turn down because I do have...
Oh, no.
What's wrong with you?
You took Kimmel's pizza, you son of a bitch.
Question:
Bianco pizza. It's true.
Was Rocky wearing Mark McNary? Because if so, Lawrence and I put him on flow team with that.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. It's probably in the piece.
Never did. He told us in person.
Never.
Speaking of rolling out the red carpet, we rolled out the red carpet for Rocky, and he was like, after the whole thing where James and I had meticulously styled and selected and curated the pieces that were like, these are gonna hit with that pretty motherfucker. We know we're the cool young guys. He took everything and was like, cool, I think I'm gonna give it to some of my boys.
Yeah, he said he was like, yo, oh man, yeah, like ASAP Blue would love these shoes.
Yeah,
like,
what? ASAP Blue? Fuck ASAP Blue. We're here for you. Also, Jonah, when you talk about a celebrity hating what you wrote, I only have one story for this because I only wrote one profile ever, and it was on Travis Scott.
Oh, yeah.
And I, just like you have, and I exposed, even though I wasn't supposed to because I was so angry at the access I was promised and then rescinded in real time, which ruined my life.
Yeah, that sucks.
I broke the news about him and Rihanna in the thing, shit. Which they told me not to do. And apparently what La Puma, our boy, Joe the Puma, told me was that it hurt Complex's relationship with Travis. This was in 2016. I wrote this, but apparently for the next couple of years, he would complain about that because it was specifically, and it's not because he's like, don't tell anyone I'm smashing Rihanna. It's because Rihanna's like, don't tell anyone that I am smashing Travis Scott, please. Right? Obviously embarrassing as fuck. And but that was the one. And apparently, I guess he got over it though later. But Travis Scott, the worst. And that's why I hate this motherfucker because he ruined my life.
Have you told that story before? That's your origin story.
What's up? That's both of you are interviewing me, and I love this. This should be the whole podcast. Jonah, you go first.
No, I was just wondering if now that we've learned the origin story of you hating Travis Scott, I just wondered if you told that before. I haven't heard that before.
I don't know. Maybe,
Like once every other podcast, he tells that story.
Somehow I missed it.
Get the fuck out of here. I mean, once every 4, maybe, or at least when Travis Scott comes up. It's available. You have to really search around. I think it's called, it's the Man of Next Year. It was predicting, and Complex got it right. That's my favorite thing about Travis Scott, right? Complex gave this story to me thinking that, like, it wasn't too important, right? On purpose. And it ended up being, like, the huge thing. I mean, it was a cover story, but still. It's a good one. Jonah, read this. I'm going to send it to you.
Jonah, have you ever?
I'm sure I did.
Have you ever accidentally burned a bridge between like a celebrity and a publication? Because in this day and age, celebs do have so much more leverage over the actual publications. Like Jordan, for example, going back to The Last Dance, Jordan, when SI wrote some shit about him, he's like, he never spoke to SI to this day.
Big grudge guy. You love to
exactly. Have you ever been in that place where, for the sake of the story, you reported something that pissed the celebrity off to no end, and they're just like, "Fuck this! I'm done with Rolling Stone, or I'm done with New York Times forever."
I don't think that he actually. There's a version of an answer to that question, which is that I did a Drake story that was supposed to be a cover for Rolling Stone, and it went well, actually. And I don't think there's anything in the story that he didn't like. But Philip Seymour Hoffman died, and they did a memorial cover of Philip Seymour Hoffman and bumped Drake. And I think it was a rap. He raps about it on, if you're reading this, it's too late.
What?
On the call to his mom. He's like, you can't trust these Rolling Stones.
No, wait, he was mad that he got bumped because the GOAT died?
He did a whole, did Drake have a blog? No. I don't know if he had some platform.
I'm not a big Drake guy, but I remember hearing this, and it was like, bro, he OD'd on heroin.
No, but not even that. If it was some shitty actor, it was Pauly Shore, no one cares. It's PSH, bro.
It was the GOAT, and I think Drake's argument, and there's something to this, but unfortunately, it was just like so late in the process that Phil Seymour Hoffman died that they couldn't work around this. But he was like, hold my cover instead of demoting it to a feature, to just like an inside feature. Hold it for the next issue. The way that it worked, they couldn't do it anyway. So he had a whole thing where he was like, no disrespect to Philip Seymour Hoffman, but that was my cover, and they could have held it, whatever it was.
Yo. Can we just say that sucks so hard? But like, also, you could also see it like that's why Drake rocks, because you can't see it like that. You can't see it like that, dude. That's delusional self-confidence to the level that it takes for even a show like this to be successful.
I think also, by the way, going back to Travis Scott's haircut, I don't know if that's going to be in the show or not. We're talking about the cover of Travis Scott's haircut. There was the illustration of Drake for that cover was he was barefoot in a bathtub with a hookah. So it ran inside. And I think there was a lot of clowning because people were like, yo, why are we looking at Drake's feet? And why is he smoking a hookah in a bathtub? So who knows? He might have dodged a bullet if it actually ran as the cover image.
Who illustrated it? Somebody famous or?
I don't remember who. It was a photograph. I don't remember who took it.
It was. Wait,
it's like a portrait, like a photograph. Yeah.
What was supposed to be the cover? What was supposed to be the cover was him smoking a hookah, feet out, but it got moved to the inside.
And you saw a picture of this, or you just saw?
No, it ran. You can find it. You can find it. It's online.
Oh, okay.
It's just that I think it would have been the cover image. It would have been that much more clowned on and prominent.
Right. It would have been memed beyond recognition had it been the actual cover. But because it ran inside in print, it probably didn't get as much recognition. Because
it's a B-side.
GOAT died.
And much like Carly Rae, we're going to put it out. Chuck, put that Drake on the cover of the mixtape, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jonah, let's get into you're an experienced media man. I want to talk media with you. What media publications are you fucking with right now? Who's doing it right that still exists?
During the primary, like when the primary was still going, Democratic primary was still going on, I was heavy into like Jacobin, Current Affairs, my Young Socialist publications.
Comrades.
Reading my comrades in print. Actually subscribed to Current Affairs, copped the physical Jacobin. A lot of smart writers over there, but since the kind of like not coincidental, like the fact that at the same time, basically the primaries ended the way they ended and then quarantine happened, I've kind of like gone into a bit of a bubble. And I'm not like checking for public. I'm just like the typical ones. I'm reading New York. I'm reading the New Yorker. I'm reading the New York Times Magazine. But
Not New York Times.
Oh, I know you can't avoid the New York Times, but I got a shot. I mean, I have a contract with the magazine, so gotta.
What do you think of the?
He's got to toe the company line, dog.
I don't know if you're allowed to comment, but what do you think of the New York Times beef that's kind of popping off right now?
Can you say?
I haven't paid attention to the particulars of it, so I could probably just give a generic boilerplate. Like, it's good when journalists check each other. It's good for the profession.
Okay.
Hold each other to account. But I didn't read like the many threads that came out after the Ben Smith column. So I'm not on also I just work for the Times. And so I probably shouldn't say anything.
Well,
also,
we're big New Yorker gang because you know why.
Is it whack for me to say that I don't care about this beef?
I think it's pretty stupid in light of what's going on not stupid, but it's
I don't even mean that. But
it's not stupid, but it's like it's inconsequential. I mean, it's important, yes, but like, for like Jonah said, for journalists to check on each other, but it's also like, fellas, there's a lot more going on right now.
Can I be honest? If we're not in quarantine, like Allison Roman doesn't get canceled. Like it's so performative. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I just feel like people need everything is too much.
Like Twitter brain has just gotten magnified.
And Gia but the New Yorker, it's the same fucking thing. What are we doing?
It's people are bored in the house and in the house bored. They gotta cancel some motherfuckers.
Listen to our podcast, please. Honestly, here's what we should do. Try and please make us the center of any type of beef or argument or cancellation. We want the clout. We want all the
because we would know how to spin. We would get canceled, but we know how to spin that into positive revenue.
Bro, I work for myself, bro. No shit needs to be spun around. We're anti-spin zone. We work for ourselves, bro. That's the thing, bro. There's no spin zone around here.
What about media? Secret? Never apologize.
Yeah,
that's just like don't apologize.
If you never apologize,
because people smell blood in the water. Like you need to. No apology is good enough. I'm not saying that this is like a moral choice. I'm saying like from the level of pure strategy.
Yeah.
There's that
book.
It's
never feed the trolls, right? Yeah. So when the trolls come for you, don't fucking feed them.
Yeah.
You get canceled, just go silent, and then don't apologize, and then wait until the next fuck shit to pop off, and then you quietly re-enter the arena. That's it.
And James mentioned, or failed to mention, the number one step, the first step, which is sign away your intellectual property. Off rip immediately. Get rid of it. Take that burden off your shoulders. Give it to somebody else.
Yeah, it's satire.
Or parody.
Parody in the game.
If satire doesn't work, pivot to parody. You're good.
What media publications are you not fucking with?
Yeah, I probably got to take a pass on that one.
That's fine. You're allowed. Yo, you know what I'll say?
So you're fucking with Fox News. You're fucking with One Network, Breitbart, ISIS Daily.
Just as a member of the alt-right media elite, I gotta toe that company line.
You don't know. I mean, Al Jazeera could come knocking. You never know what the fucking.
Well, Al Jazeera is a very respected institution, Lawrence. But,
Thank you. That's the joke, bro. God damn it.
But
ISIS. Shout out the Intercept. The Intercept does a lot of really good work.
Why are you trying to make me look bad on my own fucking podcast, James?
Well, the joke is that the ISIS Daily might come knocking with a bag, so you don't want to burn that bridge on record. Because
I don't know, dude.
You might want to profile whatever fucking 12-year-old is leading charge in Syria.
To just throw out ISIS Daily as the representation for the Middle Eastern media outlet we're going to put in the whole fucking spiel is a little insulting.
What about what music are you currently fucking with?
You got actually via maybe it was like Jenks being on your episode. You guys talked about Baby Keem. Fuck with that.
Ooh,
that's super heavy. Love that.
Yeah. What about some Yay area shit?
Yeah.
Guap is cool. There's this like DJ, like very underground DJ collective here called Club Chai, CHAI, that does a lot of it's like super minimalist dance music that slaps. They're dope. They used to play a lot of shows.
Chef check. Let's get a chef check on all these. Chef,
unmute yourself.
Yeah, what's the deal with these guys? The dance collective. You're familiar?
Dude, I'm not, but I got to check it out.
Oh, you out Chef.
Wow.
Damn. Well, I feel like that's why Chef was so amped because it's kind of like a Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker situation. Like Chef doesn't want to get out hipstered on his own shit, but like he will if it's earned by Jonah.
If it strengthens him.
Yes, exactly.
If I don't know something, I'm just gonna say I don't know it. You know?
If you don't know, you don't know.
I don't know if it's that deep, but that sounds sick, man. I'll look it up, dude.
Club Chai, check out Club Chai.
What else you fucking with?
I mean, this is not new, but Lil B, the bass god forever, like Lil B's a fucking genius. Love Lil B.
If no one? So the bass god is such a massive universe and concept with so many tapes. What's the one thing that you would point to if someone was like, what's the starting point for Lil B? I know my answer, and I want to hear yours, and I want to hear Chef's.
I've got such a bad memory. It's one of the Flames.
No, I was gonna say wonton soup. Just watch.
Oh, for like a song. Yeah.
Is that the right answer?
I'm going back to Vans by The Pack.
Oh, sure. I love Fuck Kevin Durant. Fuck Kevin Durant too, as like Little B as an art project genius.
Yes.
Fuck Kevin Durant is incredible.
I get that stuff in my head more than any other Lil B song.
My favorite Lil B shit is when he samples the opera on New York subway. I forget what it is, but like who the fuck else? And then he shouts out all his like Sega Genesis playing Puerto Ricans. It's the best.
Ooh. Actually, my favorite Lil B song, I'm going to blank on the name. It might be called like Appreciation. It's some word like that, but it's a Clams Casino beat. And the video is Lil B like with flowers all around him in like Golden Gate Park. Very hippied out. Beautiful song.
James and I met we didn't meet the main attractions when we met Rocky, because speaking of cloud rap and fucking Clams Casino, the main attractions, Squatta B, and who's the other guy?
Yes.
Who's the other guy? Anyone?
Was Young L the other one?
Yams.
Young L was in the pack.
Yes, Young L was in the pack, but Yams, who's with Rocky, with me and James in the BPMW, the Brand Pimps and Media Whores office, he's like, oh yeah, I left main attractions in the Suburban, the Chevy downstairs.
They were double parked.
He didn't bring them up. It was like above your pay grade. Like we're doing ASAP fashion shit, main attractions, you smoke out the Suburban. Damn. Ridiculous. Yeah, we never met him.
This might be completely incorrect, but has like the current, whatever we're calling this, like post SoundCloud rap generation, have they forgotten Lil B? Like, is he kind of like the source that they don't really know about? Because he was the real takeoff of like IG and SoundCloud and TikTok and shit. Like, is that an accurate statement or not?
That's a Chuck or Sham question. I don't.
Well, he's like what we think of Gen X is what a Zoomer would probably think of like a Little B. Like it feels like
you think
Nirvana. It's like, too far back. Like that's
all right. How about this? What Gen Z thinks of Thugger is probably how we think of Lil B.
No,
that's right.
Where Thugger birthed this whole family tree of like, everybody you can think of. In our minds, Thugger, comes
Thugger
from
is Wayne.
To me, that's Wayne.
Thugger is Wayne. Thugger is the new. Here's the thing that Chuck got asked on live that made me. I was in a whole wormhole. Future versus Thug. It's a very interesting because it's all post Wayne. Atlanta, Gucci is in. Every one of them is like I almost don't want to even compare them to other guys because they're so influential in their own way separately. Yeah. Like Future with trap music and Thugger with gender bending fashion, do whatever you want, Wayne shit. Like it's all, I don't know. Atlanta is Mecca. That's really what it comes down to.
Crazy. Isn't Joe Coscarelli writing an Atlanta book?
I hope so. He better. He's
on a book hiatus right now doing exactly
that's what it's about. It's about Atlanta rap. The whole Jeezy, Gucci, T.I.
I don't know what the time. Family. I don't know what the time frame is, but it's definitely like,
Yo, I was listening to Jeezy the other day. Jeezy is like the trap blueprint. Like what Jeezy invented almost that entire fucking playing field.
Jeezy's story is legit crazy. Like, there's videos you can watch where he like details it. Some I may or may not have worked on myself.
I was about to say, don't fucking discredit fucking Guwap. Yeah.
No, of course not.
We're talking about So Icy, which was the beef between them.
The beef, and there was and a man lost his life. Come on, dogs. This was so. That's
All right,
sorry.
what
That's
music?
Atlanta. That's
What
Atlanta.
what
That's
music are
Atlanta.
you? I mean, okay, so we're off a little beat. What music are you not fucking with right now? Like, what are you hearing that you're just like, oh, like I get that out of the fucking the eyes of the side of my face.
What should I stay? Maybe it's not as fun, but should I stay posy because I don't have good answers? Like if this is something that I heard another one of you guests say, but like if I'm not fucking with it, I don't really listen to it. Like I just don't spend that much time listening to it.
Okay, let me ask you this: do you think
yeah.
there will be a summer anthem for 2020, or do you think all that shit is just
Holy
like
shit.
off the table?
Wow.
TikTok will have to manufacture it, right? If it's going to exist, it has to exist there.
How like virtualized was the concept of the summer? This is a really interesting question. Like, was the concept of the summer anthem anyway by this point? Like, how much of it was actually cars driving by with their windows down playing a song, and how much of it was just kind of like, people are talking about it on Twitter a lot?
I think
Viral, Zuvi.
I think the summer anthem is probably a dead concept as of like 2 years ago because there's so like there's just too much now.
Wait, okay.
And
What
so,
was,
like,
what was the anthem last summer? What was it?
Maz
Number two.
X?
What?
Okay.
Was it Old Town Road?
Probably, I guess.
Oh, and then what about the summer before that?
Mo Bamba.
Oh, honestly,
That was Jonah Hill Day 2. Jonah Hill Day
that was
2.
2018.
Summer.
yo, when the song of the summer is a fucking slapper or a banger, then it's worth it.
I mean, this kid did-
Last year was fucking Hot Girl Summer, dude. It was Cash
Oh yeah.
by Megan Thee Stallion.
That's true. I think that this like resurfaced on Twitter, like Fetty Wap had with Trap Queen, like that was a fucking summer anthem. But like, I do think
when did Act Up come out?
That was 2 years.
City Girls?
That was 2 years ago.
Really?
I think it was 2018.
No way.
I think summers have multiple anthems now because like there can't just be one because
Time moves so much faster now because everything is disposable.
It's week to week.
The song of the summer is actually what 3 songs, the lead up, and then 2 songs of the summer, right? That's what
I feel like God's Plan was like a summer anthem.
Oh my god,
God's Plan was 2018 as well. So was Act Up.
There's a lot of summers now.
Yeah, that was 2018.
There's a lot of fucking summer slappers.
A lot of music.
All right, Jonah, we're stuck in core. We're obviously consuming a lot of content, streaming a lot of shit. What film and TV are you currently fucking with?
I've been keeping the Criterion channel blazing.
Yo, is that a worthy investment?
yeah.
Absolutely. You guys are all Zuvi appreciators. I mean, this is like it's nuts what they have.
What's the damage? What does it cost?
Yeah.
What's the damage? Or is there a deal?
I think it's $100 for the year.
Yeah.
And
one time you pay it one time and get out of the way?
yeah, I think maybe they have a monthly thing, but I signed up to like got it all out of the way at once. And like if you guys like I'm the kind of nerd who definitely like actually buys still to this day like Criterion Blu-rays. It's like $30-$40 Blu-rays, so like $100 for the year, and to have access to this curated film festival delivered into your living room. Beautiful.
Could we sign up for it and all log into it simultaneously? Because I want to buy that for Chuck for his birthday or for like I don't know if you know this, Jonah, but every so often Lawrence and I are so gregarious that we'll just randomly cop Johns for the proms.
He said this is about you gregarious.
That's a word.
No,
that's a word.
Oh,
just like Trundle.
No, gregarious. You blew this one, and I know that off rip, bro. Look at Jonah; he knows you blew it too.
Gregarious means generous.
I want to hear about the gregarious purchase, please.
We'll just buy Johns for these motherfuckers because out of the goodness of our heart. Lawrence is going to look up the definition of gregarious and come back 30 seconds later and fuck up the whole flow.
No, nobody. Okay, whatever. Just
Jonah. So we're going to get this for Chuck specifically.
Beautiful gift.
Hopefully also for Chef and ourselves.
Yeah.
What are you watching on Criterion?
I promise we can talk about like Ozark in a second because I think it's probably gonna be boring as shit to all you guys. But I've been doing actually like straight up, like kind of like, oh, you're interested in film type 101, like Ingmar Bergman, like just watching 10 Ingmar Bergmans 10 nights in a row. I've been schooling myself on just that classic Kurosawa, the type of shit that basically when I was 14, Pulp Fiction came out. I was like, oh my God, cinema is incredible. And a cool film teacher at high school was like, you got to watch some Bergman. You got to watch some Kurosawa, like those types of directors. And I was too young to fuck with it then. Just going back through all those. I've been doing like a lot of film festivals. There's a director called Shohei Imamura, mid-century Japanese dude, where the movies are not actually like austere and slow and quote unquote boring. They're actually like super wild and poppy, and there's a lot of like gangster, subplots and things like that. More recently, like what are they? But they also have like the Safdie brothers just did like a huge, like they recommended like 50 movies that are all streaming on Criterion. We can do the kind of, I can recommend that you guys just look at the fucking Safdie recommendations.
Are Criterion movies also on other streaming platforms? Like, is there a crossover that you could recommend, or is it exclusive to Criterion?
Yeah, I don't know. They probably want to work out exclusives where they can, but there must be some that are, that float up on the others. But spend the $100 and share the password.
Breaking news, Chef has a login and he's going to share it with us, and he'll probably also share it with Big Gang $20 Patreon members. So look, so eventually your $20 monthly charge will pay for itself via the Criterion channel.
The gregarious shit also, because we got to talk about it. Like it the way that you use it doesn't, it makes sense, but the way you were trying to use it doesn't play, because you don't cop him something that we are all using together.
Okay. Jonah, what films are you not fucking with?
Nah, it doesn't play. This is bullshit, bro. This shit is trash. James,
Chef,
you gotta be better at your job.
Can you mute Lawrence real quick so me and Jonah can have a conversation that people are, well, I guess this is still free, so no one's paying for this. Jonah, what films are you not fucking with right now? Like, what's overhyped? Maybe this is something you also want to pass on or dance around.
No, I'm not
Baryshnikov, I don't know.
I'm not going to dodge on this one straight up. And this is not just because of like a typical kind of gendered reaction, because my wife hated it too. Thought Portrait of a Lady on Fire was garbage.
Oh, let's go. Let's talk about it.
Didn't think it was as beautiful, just on the level of beautiful shots. It didn't hit me on that level. And just real talk, what kept pulling me out of it was I felt like there was this like endless series of callbacks in the movie where it's just kind of like, oh, page 49. And that's the number that was in just like they kind of kept, this piece of music that she's crying at. I felt like just like the screenplay was just structured around just kind of like, do you remember this thing that happened 2 scenes ago?
To be fair,
nowhere worse than the fact that there were like 4 literal fire metaphors.
Yes. Yeah, there were.
Where the woman literally is on fire. It was just, I thought it was so heavy handed.
To be fair, titties.
Yeah.
Titties.
Big point. Huge. Also, Chuck. So Jonah, Chuck wrote one of his patented prestige Chuckles at the Zoovies reviews of this movie. So Chuck, you loved it. I would love for you to defend it to Jonah and give the counterpoint of why you thought it was so life affirming. Really, that's how I read your review.
Do you like not love?
Dunked on.
Do you don't you?
I do. Chuck, I don't know you well, but my impression of you is like a being who just emanates an aura of pure love. And now I am thinking that maybe just I have a cold heart and
you're spending too much time with these tech bros.
Yeah,
exactly.
dude.
Exactly. I'm just looking at humans as data points.
Yeah.
Portrait of a Lady on Fire is for lovers, I feel like.
Dude, Jonah, you're a statistic, bro. You're a statistic, and Chuck is a living, breathing, perfect angel of God.
Who did it better?
Those feelings though, when people love something, and also it's like you want to champion like a small movie like that, so you don't want to shit on it the way that it would feel good to shit on, I don't know, like Infinity War or something. But it feels so alienating to just be outside of like so much love for something.
Do you think Infinity War is better than A Portrait of a Lady on Fire?
No.
Okay.
Can we just say real quick, and maybe we'll pour some out? Today was the day that F9 was supposed to release.
Oh, damn.
I don't know if you're a fan of the Vin Diesel franchise, but yeah.
Yeah, it's Criterion. You might have heard
crazy. Yeah. I own Triple X on DVD, so
Xander Rhodes?
No, I got it wrong. That's what I said. This is amazing.
So who is it?
So it's Xander Cage. I said Rhodes. His name is.
This is why I don't fact check you in real time like you do for some reason. Because we get the flow going. We let the flow go.
Bro, don't act like I'm a disruptor of flow. I am flow incarnate, bro. I am be water. Be water. Bruce Lee.
Wabi Sabi.
Be water.
Jonah, what about TV? If we can stoop down off this fucking film pedestal that you're on. Oh, Kurosawa. What TV you fucking with right now?
I mean, I know you guys read hard for the last season of Ozark. I thought it was fantastic.
Just Larry and Chuck.
Well,
okay.
2 was trash. 2 sucked. Well, 2 was mid. 1, great. 2, mids. 3, return to form.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like all through season 2, we're kind of wavering. It's kind of like we bail on shit early. There's so much out there now. You don't need to like be held hostage by a show that is not delivering at the level you want it at.
You just stop.
If it's not an 8, if it's not an 8.1, if it's not Pitchfork Best New Music, why are you wasting your precious time?
Exactly.
Are you doing any rewatches, Encore?
Ooh.
We've just kind of like over the past couple of years, but this has bled into Quar, just being like watching old Seinfelds. They're all on Hulu.
Wait, Jonah, are you a big, when it comes to Zoovies, this is an argument that the Core 4 has. I love a rewatch of my favorite stuff. So watching There Will Be Blood 50 times, watching Social Network 35 times. Do you prefer to crack open a brand new cold Zoovie, or do you return to something that you have some level of comfort with?
I could watch The Social Network like Zodiac every night. I mean, Zodiac's hard because it's a long haul, but every night for a month.
Spooky.
And it's spooky.
It's scary.
Did you watch our For Real on The Social Network?
I saw the Inception one. I haven't done The Social Network yet.
Oh, have you watched There Will Be Blood?
No. Oh, yeah. No, I haven't gone back to either of those. But those are
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Those are the ones that I did. They're better than Chuck's.
Do you have a recommendation of what Zoovie we should do next for For Real?
I'll think of a good answer for that one. I'm not
preferably it would be on like Netflix so that all the friends
right now
not a Criterion.
Right now the contenders are Old Boy, the Korean version,
which is not on Netflix.
Surf Ninjas,
not on Netflix.
1995, I think.
You've got to do that before too long. I don't know about the next one, but yes.
And I think that's it.
No, what about I don't know if it's on Netflix, but Heat, Michael Mann.
No, so I just rented it last night after Chuck's IG Live, and I was a little, off the juice. I rented it for $3.99.
He had never seen it.
I've never seen it before. I had no idea that it's fucking like 4.5 hours long. I don't have time.
The clips along.
I don't have time to sit through this podcast. You think I can watch a fucking 4.5 hour movie about a bunch of robberies and shit? Anyway.
It's not about robberies.
I've been thoroughly enjoying it. However, I do think that there's a lot of downtime, like all the love interest shit. Like I wish I could fast forward through that. And I probably fell asleep about 4 times through it. I was texting with the homies and they were saying that Dark Knight takes a lot of influence from Heat.
That's right.
And I do see that and I do really appreciate that. And yeah, it's really good so far, but I only have it on rental for another 24 hours and I have another like hour and a half to get through. So I don't know if I can do it.
Have you seen Natalie Portman yet?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
The cast is stacked. The cast is crazy. Like Hank Azaria, Danny Trejo, Natalie Portman, coming out the woodworks.
What bothers me about this whole thing is so you've never seen a Michael Mann film? This idea of being drawn out and a slow burn with these massive spikes. That's the mood, bro.
I have, but I think I'm not like you, where I like to go into a movie like not kind of with few expectations. So if it's a Michael Mann flick or like whatever director, I'm not like, oh, so this is what I'm expecting.
Have you seen the Miami Vice movie remake he did with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx?
No, I think the last Michael Mann movie I saw was like Collateral.
Bro, Collateral.
Good.
This is the thing. All these movies we're talking about are like prime catnip for real. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to bridge the gap between fucking Kurosawa and fucking Tarantino here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not doing fucking Metropolis.
That's right.
I don't know.
Metropolis might surprise you. Fritz Lang. Fuck it. I'm not going to go in on Fritz Lang.
We could do Cosmopolis by fucking Cronenberg.
with our Pats in the limo.
Yeah, that movie, by the way, kind of sucks, dude. So I don't recommend it, but anyway.
Fury Road seems like a perfect one for you guys.
We were
Dude,
just saying this before.
bro. This is why you're the GOAT, bro. We were just saying.
Was he on that call? He said everything we just said. That's kind of crazy.
Were you on the call or not on the call?
No, he wasn't.
We said all these things.
So the profile, so the whole thing came out. The oral history, which had missed my radar,
amazing.
Which
has put the movie back into the zeitgeist and conversation because people are like, oh shit, like a lot of people put Fury Road in their top films of the decade.
It's that good.
Yeah.
And my whole thing was I always loved it. I've seen it. I'll say I've seen it 4 or 5 times. And the time I saw it in theaters, it's been the best. This is going to be a huge statement. If anyone wants to disassociate themselves from me, it's the best theater going experience I've had in my adult life because I saw Jurassic Park in theaters. Okay. So, and to me, that's why the movie it's a monolith, bro. It's the best.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
We got to do it. So I said we should do it. And then James was like, oh, the oral history. I'm like, when did it come out? He said yesterday or whatever. Fucking blew my dick off. So we got to do it. We should do it.
Jonah, I want to move on to
Wait, can we do it with Jonah? Can Jonah do it with us?
Yes.
Jonah, will you do it? Will you do this? Will you do another 3-hour conversation with us at a later date about this movie?
Jonah, will you lead the conversation?
I don't know if I could sign up for and like go on some film. Basically, I can be the high school film professor that changed my life for you guys.
What do you guys? Be the guest host.
What if I gave you like a super, like actually good and meaningful and illuminating, but really boring like syllabus? From like first you have to watch Buster Keaton's The General, which is similarly about the cinema of motion. Whatever.
Boo. No, we want you to fucking bro down with the boys about Fury Road.
I would love to fucking bro down. Yeah, that sounds dope.
Okay. All right.
Don't get addicted to the water.
Fucking Immortan Jonah, bro.
Yeah. I had a baby brother.
That's the best.
All right, Jonah, I want to ask you about going insane in quarantine, which we all clearly have. How are you keeping your sanity? Like, are there any activities that you've embarked upon that are specific to core that are keeping your mind from getting fucking blown?
Yeah, I definitely, it's like I've been counting my blessings, like super fortunate in so many ways, and in part like just I'm from New York. I was born in Brooklyn, lived my life there until about 6 years ago, and I can't imagine living in New York for a variety of reasons. Because right now I'm just here, like we have hiking trails nearby. I hop on the bike. I'm in like beautiful nature within, a half hour. And it's just it's not an exciting answer, but just on that banal level, just being out in the trees with birds chirping.
I think San Francisco and like Bay Area, I think the difference between the city itself and the surrounding area is like the greatest difference than any other city in America, because San Francisco itself sucks ass. With the surrounding, again, like you bike or you drive like 15 minutes outside of the city and you're in the best, like the absolute difference between city and surrounding area is the greatest of any other city.
You're trying to say that San Fran sucks 100% front to back?
Yes.
No, come on, bro.
Now, yeah.
What?
Well, no, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's an absolute zero. What I'm saying is that the difference between the city and its surrounding area is is a larger difference than like New York and its surrounding area, because like New York is so good and its surrounding area is
Bear Mountain is mids.
Bear Mountain is fucking mids.
I had a great time when I went to both San Fran and Oakland most recently, so I'm not going to hate.
And there's a big difference just in vibe and even like architecturally, weather-wise between Oakland and San Francisco. But what James is saying is true. Like the fact that you can get in a car or on a bike and be in like straight up like Big Sur level paradise.
Bro, Hog Island oysters. Mwah.
Well, what I'm saying is like everyone always goes to fucking LA. Maybe fucking take a stop, adjust the destination. Fucking spend some time in the Bay. That's it.
Bro, next corporate retreat.
In the Bay? In the Yeti?
We're going to Napa.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. Are you kidding me? Let's go. Sideways? Yo, throwing fits sideways?
Some Vino shit?
Yo, that would be sick.
I wouldn't want anything more than that. Jesus Christ.
What else, Jonah, how else are you keeping sane?
Oh, yeah.
over there.
Legalize it.
Who was the guest? Was it Sean Evans who told the story about passing out and hanging his head on the coffee table?
Yeah.
So I have, and it was, he smoked a lot of weed, right? Or he drank a lot of, what precipitated that? It was
he was very high.
He was
Green
sick,
Death.
I thought he was.
No,
sick.
he was. I don't remember.
I had the same, but basically the point is I had the same thing happen to me like 3 different times over like 3 years, where if I drank a little too much wine, whatever it was, and smoked way too much weed, apparently what it does is it broadens your blood vessels so that when you get horizontal, so you go to sleep, super fucking faded, and then you wake up
super hard.
2 a.m, and suddenly you get vertical and all the blood just like, anyway, so all to say,
this is Lil Wayne. The combination made my eyes bleed. This is, it was there for you. It was there for you the whole time.
there we go.
Yeah.
What about,
so I have not been, even though it's legal here, it also might be like when I lived in New York, I would hit up In-N-Out anytime I came to the West Coast. And now that I live here, I don't do it anymore. So it might be something like that.
Is In-N-Out, so is In-N-Out overrated to you? Let's just talk about this for 5 minutes. In-N-Out versus Shake Shack. In-N-Out overrated. What do you think?
Oh, well, I mean, like, see, I think it's unfair to compare it to Shake Shack because In-N-Out existed in a pre-Shake Shack world.
Of course.
And attained a certain GOAT status that I think you just need to respect, regardless of latecomers to the game who might serve a superior product, but at a higher price point. Yeah.
Sure.
their labor practices are stupendous.
Are they? Okay, good. I was bracing for bad news.
No, they give like
Stupendous.
I think anyone incredible. I think like anyone who works there like gets like a money set aside for like tuition and shit. It's something like that. I don't know.
It's one of those like interesting things where it's a Christian company. They actually paint like they put numbers of scripture on the bottom of like your
they
cup.
put John 3:16 down there.
But it manifests.
I thought it was Stone Cold 3:16.
It manifests in these ways where I don't know if they still do this, but my buddy who's from Southern California told me about In-N-Out. He was like, if you go there and you're like, hey, I'm hungry and I'll get you back later, their Christian practices were such that they'd be like, all right, like we'll feed you.
Yo, all my fucking scammers and swipers at home. Yo, you know what to fucking do, baby. Let's go.
I wonder if they still have that policy.
It's like Chick-fil-A. It's like Chick-fil-A, but not pretentious.
But not anti-gay.
Yeah, and gay, and also gay, sexual. You're a person. You're
politics of the In-N-Out family might actually be. We got to Google it. They might have been in the news recently for maybe some.
They're bad.
I don't know, but their money might not be clean.
Damn.
Greasy. All right. Perfect segue into the next fuck with not fuck with quarantine snacks. Like what you been munching on?
There's this brand of pretzels called Splits, and I've been buying. I don't know if it's a West Coast thing or what. Kind of like a Snyder's of Hanover, like hard pretzel style. But there's a multi-grain, so they have some sesame, some poppy on it. I've been buying like 4 bags. I haven't been hoarding toilet paper, but I've been hoarding Splits.
Dick on hard, pretzel on hard. You know the fucking vibes.
You miss like any New York food, like any like bagels or pizza or anything?
Ooh, yeah,
for sure.
Spicy rigatoni.
The thing I miss the most, like interestingly, I think there's different regions of immigrants from China who come to the Bay specifically, but I miss going to Flushing and just getting like Szechuan, like the latest wave of like whatever like micro immigrant community had just arrived.
Whatever town just came over.
That's right. Yeah. And like in those like Flushing, like mini malls, like food malls.
Oakland has phenomenal Burmese food.
That's right. Laotian, Burmese.
Yeah. Which I think isn't really that it's probably like in Queens for sure. But I feel like it's like Oakland, it's like right there.
Well, Jonah, what's the Laotian order? I'm a dummy. I've never had it. What do I get?
There's like a fried. By the way, I'm mostly keeping vegetarian these days, so I want to note that as I'm about to recommend a delicious pork dish. But there's I don't remember the name, and I would fuck it up if I tried to say it. But there's like a lettuce cups with like fried little like crispy nibbits. Is that a word? Nibs of pork. A lettuce cup fried pork joint.
Stupendous, gregarious nibbits.
Stupendous is a word.
I know. I'm fucking, but they're sociable, baby. We're sharing all the lettuce cups. They're very gregarious.
Yeah. It's socialism.
I miss like Flushing. I miss Szechuan food. Like there's some okay spots here, but like
What about like bagels? So I'm a big bagel. That's my biggest hit in Quar. My favorite bagel spot. I'm out. Like I only get it as a treat if I have to leave the house. I have to take my dog to the vet. I go to the bagel spot. I check in on the guy, see how he's doing. Like, what do you miss the most that you can't?
Oh yeah.
Is it bagels?
Yeah. It's probably it's probably just like not just pizza, but specifically that like platonic ideal New York gas oven pizza.
What was your favorite pizza in New York when you were here?
By the end, there was a spot on Fifth Avenue in Brooklyn in like the 20s called Luigi's that it's when I grew up in Park Slope, and it wasn't called South Slope then. I don't even know if the neighborhood had a name, but that part of Park Slope, like south of Park Slope, that's like it's a joint, like it's like it's a version of if you know, like if you read the New York Post, like if you're a firefighter, like Luigi with the jump off. I think actually there's photos of Adam Sandler from Big Daddy. He might have shot some shit from Big Daddy at
Luigi's.
His photo is like, or maybe they just love Adam Sandler.
If you're a first responder, you're a first responder type beat.
Yeah.
Popping that Needles pizza.
The butterfly toppings.
But I do want to call bullshit.
Matty Poso Roboso.
There's this whole kind of like, I mean, I think I'm allowed to say this as a true New York native, born in Brooklyn. You can get good pizza other places. You can get good bagels other places.
Sure.
Oh, all right. What about are there any,
yes, I'll agree with pizza, and I'll say no to bagels.
Bagels is tough.
Bagels? What are you in Montreal? What are you in Montreal?
I don't even fuck with Montreal bagels. Fuck Montreal bagels. They're the fucking skinny ass, shrimp ass, twerp ass bagels. Compared to New York, no.
You want the soft.
Those bagels don't do leg day. That's what I'll say.
Damn. Shit.
What about any quarantine snacks you're not fucking with? Like, what about everyone, doing like, focaccia or
oh yeah.
I don't know.
My version of that I am fucking with, because it's a Napa. When you come do your corporate retreat in Napa, you'll drop into the Rancho Gordo, headquarters.
The beans, kid.
I've been off a bean. I've been off a Rancho Gordo for sure.
I'm off a bean. Beans are a very important pillar of this prestigious media program.
Sure. That's right.
Yeah. Program. I'm doing it right. Can someone explain the Rancho Gordo fascination trend? Like it's John's, bro.
I mean, there was a big
Rancho John's though.
There was a big profile in the New Yorker, like I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, a while ago.
Where this guy just like breeds rare legumes. And he's on the fucking Patreon. You got to sign up for the fucking bean game.
Legumes.
Yeah. So he just like no, he doesn't grow them. He sources them from like central.
Oh no!
No!
We lost James. So Jonah, what's been happening recently? Is we've been losing James.
I heard his computer crashed, right?
Yeah. Which honestly, as far as I'm concerned, is the best thing that could ever happen to the show. And last week, this same thing happened, and I did the same little kind of preheat the oven for the extended bit that I'm about to do, which is that I'm a megalomaniac and I get to finally do my own show. Shut up, James. I'm doing my whole thing. And then
we talking legumes? We talking legumes or what?
And then Chef cut it out. So what I would like to talk to you about, Jonah, on my podcast, the only podcast that Matt Stone fits, is I would like to know the last John you copped. I think you alluded to it. So maybe we need to move one John past the last John. But let's talk about that. Before
Lawrence,
we talk about the next John that you copped.
Lawrence, that was bad.
Shut up, dude. I'm doing my thing. Don't interrupt me. I'm working.
Wait, do you want to do the run of show and I'll be the Lawrence?
You did the same thing last time. Shut up and let me cook. Jonah, what was the last John, bro?
Wait, are we doing the last? Wait, is it? You're just doing a bit now.
Oh my God.
This is not an actual question.
Oh, Jonah. Come on, man. No, I was asking.
Jonah, we want to play a little game.
It was the Salamans, wasn't it?
What was the John
before that?
What was the John right before the Salamans?
Chef, I don't want you to keep this in now because now I'm going to look like an idiot. Jonah made me look stupid. I thought I had a whole thing going, so take it out.
No, honestly,
blame Jonah. Why don't you?
I'm serious, dude. I had it going. I'm telling you, I did this last week, and I was waiting to listen to it when it happened with Januzzi, and then you cut it out. Chef.
Jonah, what was the last John before the Salmons that you paid full retail for? We want to know.
Yeah, here we go.
I got all right. This is very quarantine type purchase, but I copped a pair. They weren't full retail. You mean full retail in the sense that I wasn't on Flow Team, right? Because these are on sale.
Correct.
But because they're crazy expensive. But And Wander fleecy sweatpants.
What was the final damage?
They're they're expensive for sweatpants, but they're like $120.
Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah,
Fucking Chef here asked for some $350 nylon hiking shorts.
For them. I didn't ask for them.
To be clear, he didn't.
Fair.
He didn't know.
I did buy them.
Oh,
what?
damn,
Nice.
flex.
Stop mortgaging your future on John's. Don't do that. What I'm saying is that Ann Wander is such talk about a next level, if you know, Japanese, gorped up on camera, fucking entree specialty.
It's beautiful stuff. Some of it's a little too beautiful to even be worn.
Wait, how do the sweats fit? How tall are you? How tall are you?
5'11".
Okay, and then what do you have to buy an extra large?
Let's say 6 foot.
No, I'm a 2, which is probably like
the length worked.
Yeah, because they're not like super high or anything like that. They hit where you want them to hit. They're not bunching up or anything like that.
Damn. Okay. My whole thing with Ann Wander is they've done amazing fleeces that I feel like people have been like blasting out on mood boards for at least 2 years, and they're so sick. But I'm so nervous to cop them because the sizing on Japanese garms. If you don't know, you don't know, right? It's
tricky.
Yeah.
The best way to get around that is to go to Japan and buy the garms.
Okay. Thank you very much,
Lawrence.
Thank you.
You ill-traveled fucking non-flaneur. What about next, Jonah? What you got your eyes peeled out for? What's in the shopping cart, baby?
Oh shit! It's also an End Wander thing because I want a new rain jacket. And they make this one rain jacket. It's very organic lab.zip mood board looking. Yeah, it's got these big, but it's hard. There's one that's on like End right now. That's like a nice rain jacket. But this one that I want that I can't find has like kind of like not cargo pockets, like bellows pockets on the front, and looks just a degree gorpier. A degree more tactical. I think they call it the dropping pocket jacket. Super expensive too, so I don't want to like cop that for whatever they're asking for it, plus the Japanese import duties. But that's just kind of in my head. Also, it never rains in the Bay because there's just like a permanent drought here, so I can sit in the cut and wait for a good one to pop up.
Sit in the butt. All right. Well, what about obviously we're stuck in quarantine. Some of us, we like to fill the internal void by making purchases. Again, it's not our fault. It's the capitalist network or framework that we exist in. Have you made any like really strange quarantine cops that you wouldn't normally make in regular civilian life that you kind of look back on and just like, what was I thinking? Or like, I only would have made this cop while, quartered up.
It hasn't shown up yet, so I don't know what the fit is going to be like, but the May Queen dress from Midsommar. Just dropped. I just dropped whatever the fuck that went for, and that's just being crated up and shipped to me right now. So wewe'll see.
And wait, like off the actual A24 auction site?
You didn't do it.
It went for like $65K.
Ariana Grande was bidding on it and shit.
What?
Wow.
Damn, dude! Ariana Grande was great taste, queen.
No, but anything like not even John's, like anything like I bought like an air purifier. Like I don't know why.
Who needs who needs pure air?
Yeah, no, I like that. Have you gotten the best answer to this? Obviously, is Heelys, which is your answer. But have you gotten a good answer to this? Because
First of all, please, Jonah, don't reinforce this motherfucker's negative behavior.
Bro, did you not see? I'm trying to go viral on TikTok to get the whole fucking gang sponsored. Did you not see in Taylor Wren's article that Heelys and rollerblades are like the new shit on TikTok? Come on. Go.
I hate you, dude. I hate you so much, man.
So you have no weird quarantine cups.
I got it's like I guess like an air purifier. I got an electric toothbrush, but that's super responsible. That's not weird.
Wait,
electric toothbrush. You will never go back. You will never go back to manual. Trust me.
Wait, motherfucker! You're 39 years old and you've been brushing your teeth.
No, I'm replacing one make with another make. I'm moving from Ron to Panasonic to Sonicare or something.
Yo, Sonicare. Yo, shout out Sonicare. Sponsor the fucking podcast. Did we ever have as a sponsor, or I'm thinking of
we never.
real podcasts?
The latter, yes.
Oh, and I just gave them free fucking clout. God damn it. Yo, Chef, bleep that brand, bro. Please. Mark that down. No free clout.
Wait, like the Jeffrey Katzenberg, 10-minute streaming shit? Is that what you're talking about?
He's thinking of
Oh, bleep that too. Bleep these. And that's what we call motherfucking comedy chef. Hit that motherfucking weirdest.
We've been on the run, driving in the sun, looking up for number one. California, here we come, right back where we started from. Well, hustlers, grab your guns, your shadow weighs a ton, driving down the 101. California, here we come, right back where we started from. California. Nothing's gonna stop me now. California, here we come, right back where we started from. A pedal to the floor, thinking of the war, gotta get us to the show. California, here we come, right back where we started from. California.